All right. So now the podcast is not being recorded, but you're still being streamed.
Maybe they'll stop crying. That was a long one this week.
Yeah, you know, the guys fuss when the podcast is an hour long, but to me an hour it's a pretty good amount of time for a podcast.
Sasha's got like 400 tweets right now.
Yeah,
awesome.
she should have noticed. I'm going to search.
You should try to get Mike Tyson on here.
Mike Tyson probably do it, but he probably want money. I'd be beat up by Mike Tyson by the end of Painkiller already.
Did you record? Let yourself get punched by Mike Tyson and put it up on YouTube?
Hell yeah, I would. I'd let him hit me right in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
He might break you.
He breaks my jaw. The shit
With or
gets
without a
3 million
glove?
views.
Without a glove.
Nah, fuck
care.
that shit.
Look here. All right, if the video goes, Wings gets knocked out by Mike Tyson, that's a 10 million view minimum video.
Would you rather get punched by Mike
All right,
Tyson
look here,
or
the
like
fans
body slam
watch
by like The
this.
Rock or something?
The fans
Much
watch-
rather have the body slam, man. That body slam, you get right back up from.
Yeah.
Not
all you
right
gotta do is
back
have somebody.
up, but you get back up.
Yeah, you get back up. Mike Tyson hit. All right, keep in mind the guy hasn't been at the top of his game for quite some time, but it wasn't that long ago when he's the hardest punching boxer of all time. All right, you don't want that man hitting you today. You don't want that man hitting you 15 years from now. He's gonna fuck your world up.
Have you guys ever seen the Tony Jaa movies?
Yeah.
Now,
You know who could beat up
how
Mike
much of your
Tyson?
buddies you think it would take for you to beat that guy?
One, me.
That guy Tony Jaa?
Yeah,
Who's
son.
Tony Jaa? Who is that?
45
He's like-
caliber handgun.
He like he could do some crazy stuff, but it's like
dodge bullets.
Dude, one friend could kick his ass. That's all it would take. Because I'm considering Joe my friend now. Joe Lozon.
I don't think Joe could take Tony Jaa in a fight.
What? No, Joe's a real fighter. Who is this
Tony
Jaa
Jaa's a
guy?
real fighter too.
What does he do?
He was a kickboxer. Now he's a movie star.
That's bullshit. No way.
What's the smallest black belt you think will be able to beat you up? Like, what's the smallest size black belt you think?
Beat me up?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, you think a 120-pound black belt be able to beat you up?
Yes. Yeah. I because I'm not going for like a karate black belt. Well, those things just come naturally. But if the guy's like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, they're like crazy hard to earn. It takes at least 10 years.
Let's see what Tony Jaa has on his resume.
Yeah, is it spelled
I can
Tony
just imagine that,
J-A-W?
because you probably
J-A-A.
feel like you got that fight right in your pocket as soon as you see him.
Let's see. Tony Jaa. Blah, blah. Stunt work, acting, early life. Tony Jaa was raised in a rural area, watched many Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan films. Also
He's a
inspired
fake
by
fighter. He's an acrobat that does movie fights.
He's highly skilled in Muay Thai.
I'm guessing Joe can take him with one hand. I would put my money on Joe with one hand.
But Joe's also a lot younger than him, too. So I didn't know he was that damn old.
Wait, I have to look because I think he's
Wait,
younger
how old
than
is
me.
Tony Jaa?
35.
Oh, he'll be dead soon.
I mean, in a fight, that's a big disadvantage.
Yeah, fighters actually last longer than they do in some other sports, right? Like if he was a football player, 35 would be pretty damn old. But as a fighter, 35 is maybe peakish. I don't know. Maybe a little old. Maybe towards the end.
I was going to say, what's the oldest black belt you think will be able to
I
beat
could have
him?
sworn he had a kickboxing career. I didn't know if he had any like black belts or anything.
Because they should be like some of the most healthiest people, right? Or most like in shape.
Yeah, I don't know how old. Old though, 50s, I bet.
But you should watch a Tony Jaa movie though. That shit kicks ass.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never seen a Tony Jaa movie. That's kind of amazing.
Go watch The Protector with it one time.
Ong Bak or
Really?
The
Do I
Protector?
have to? I'm not really
Yes.
into stupid movies.
No. It's not. It's a movie. If you like just seeing
I mean-
anything eye pleasure, you'd like it.
Really? Because I'm not really into Jet Li movies, for example.
Oh, he's
No,
way
this
better
way-
than Jet Li.
Way
He's
better.
like Jackie Chan to like the 18th extreme.
Really? I'm not really into Jackie Chan. Like,
Well,
what does
No,
he do?
like
Jump
even a
through
person who's
ladders?
not movies will like that movie.
He'll jump over cars.
He jumped on like a guy's shoulder from a standstill.
No, the most impressive thing I've ever seen him do is when he jumps off the bridge and the guy pulls the knife on him and kicks the knife out the guy's hand, and instead of beating him up, he like does a flying jump kick and knocks the like street light out, and the guy just runs away.
He usually like flies across, like he'll jump from like across a room with a knee, or it's crazy, or he'll double elbow you right in your two temples at the same time.
I'm trying to find a good Tony Jaa protector fight here.
Yeah, you can probably get all the fight scenes on YouTube.
Some guy was like, Woody's 39. Everyone shut up. It's like, I'm not 39.
Oh, that's funny. They said, yeah, Woody's 73.
Yeah, I get 73 a lot. 69, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, man. How long you plan on continuing doing this for? Do you have an idea, or you've never even really thought of it?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Here's my theory. My theory is that, I've said this before, I think, in the stream. I think YouTube channels are a little bit like TV shows. You know, so how long does a TV show last? Like,
if it's
3
good?
years? Yeah.
Oh.
Like, if it's good, I think it lasts 5 years. If it's really extraordinary, the rare ones last like 10 years, like a Friends. But most of them, I don't know, 2 to 4 years, something like that. So I'm in year 2 now.
Are there any YouTube channels that's been out since for like over 5 years that's still popular? Or
I don't even
Video
know.
Game Nerd.
So, but my theory is, you know, like I'm looking to TV to be a, a guide as to what we can expect on YouTube. And, let's say this is year 1.5 at this point, right? It's a little less than that. Come year 3 or 4, the whole world is going to be like, Woody, I've heard your stupid lifeguard stories. And that one about the guy on the boat, it's getting old. And they move on to someone else. And at that point, it will be time to hang it up. That's my theory.
It's funny? You think it'd be like a professional athlete where you stop and you feel like an emptiness?
Yes,
or you think you'd be able to stop and just be like, all right, now I'm regular.
I don't think I could ever stop.
Yeah, I wonder
like,
what that
like sometimes people
like.
take a break. Like, I don't feel like posting videos. I'm gonna take a break. But you think just stopping cold turkey? Like, nah, I'm not gonna post videos no more.
You lose the ability, the exposure. Like you lose. I like having thousands of people wanting to know what I do. Like, I like the ability to go on Twitter and ask somebody something, and they can tell me right away. I put that fight scene in the thing for you, Woody, and look at it.
Okay. Did someone say Beyond is back again?
Did Brett Favre come out of retirement again?
Like Beyond. So Beyond used to be like Hutch, right? He was always kind of trailing him a little bit, but Beyond, Hutch, Blame Truth, XCal, they were the cream of the crop. They were the top guys. But Beyond, he wasn't really cut out for the kind of hate that you get on a YouTube channel. So while his commentaries were good and his gameplay, he might be better than XCal. And so, he had that locked down, but he just really wasn't designed to handle all the negative feedback that you get on a YouTube video. One time he doesn't capture enough flags, and all of a sudden the world turns on him. And you sort of have to roll with the punches when you have a YouTube channel, and he wasn't built for that. So he would, like, in a what seemed like a not really well thought out rage, would take his channel. He would cancel his channel. He'd just delete the whole thing. Then he'd come back with the new username, and he went through that process at least 3 times. So somebody just asked me what his channel name is. I don't know. They keep changing. The thing is like Atlantis or something. Like they pop up. So he went from Beyond to The Cake is May to something else that I don't remember. And I don't know if he's back. Thunder Toro would know if he's back and where he is. But there you go. Oh, and it is. And
if you stop, would you go back like if you look into a photo album? Would you always leave your account open though, just to look at it like 20 years later, 30 years later?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'd leave
close
it open. Yeah, you don't want to shut that door. But when I stop, I think it will be because I see the thing on a decline. People aren't watching my stuff anymore. I think that YouTube channels are just getting better and better and better. And at some point, it's going to be people with 12 KDs who are stand-up comedians. And, who, and it's just like, all right, this is the new wave. And editing skills. Yeah, right. Right. They're going to be stand-up comedians with 12 KDs that do Michael Bay films. And it'll be like, great. Like, I tip my hat. These people have raised the bar. And, I hope you remember me fondly. I did the best I could. So yeah, someone wrote Woody's first Christmas was the first Christmas. That's hilarious. Oh.
You get a lot of old jokes?
Do I have old jokes?
No, I mean, do you get a lot of old, age jokes?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Matter of fact, is there a troll joke that you remember that was probably the funniest one? Even though you knew it was a troll, you were like, that was legitimately, hilarious?
I don't know if I remember them. I did like the Christmas.
Or any of you remember, the best troll joke somebody got you with?
Oh, man.
I remember mine.
What's that?
George Bush is a beast at Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, that's
I try
funny.
not to even respond. Like when I see something that's just off the wall and stupid, I'm just like, that guy's either just fucking with me or he's retarded. Either way, I don't want him hanging around. I try not to read comments though; it gets depressing.
I started blocking a lot more aggressively. Yeah, In my last video, people mentioned my wife, because I mentioned the porn star thing. And I probably blocked a dozen people today.
You ain't on raid
Mrs. Woody's gamer tag? Block, 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 block. That temporary lapse in judgment, it just tells me you're not the kind of guy I want on my channel. Who the heck would ask about my wife, in the porn star context? That's ridiculous. You're gone. During that whole sarcasm thing, I probably... so if you don't know, I uploaded a video where this kid was kind of sarcastic and snarky to me. And a lot of my subs, they didn't get that. They didn't understand what was going on. And then El Presador made up all these lies about it and fanned the flames. And they thought that was true. And then I did a dual comm with the guy. And he's like... The kid didn't actually know who I was. He had a friend who knew who I was. If you look at his game in theater mode... You'll see he's standing still for the first 5 minutes or something because he's watching YouTube videos, figuring out who I am and making comments about it. So he certainly didn't know who El Presador was, and he certainly I think El Presador's story was that the kid's parents had El Presador's Skype ID and contacted him. It was not even remotely believable. But that led to a whole bunch of heartache for me, and I just started blocking people like crazy. Some of them would write me via Reddit and stuff, and say, "Hey, I'm kind of hot-headed. I really take it back. I didn't realize what was going on." Nope, perma-blocked, gone. Oh, are you kind of hot-headed? I don't want you around anymore. I don't need you. So yeah, I've just started dropping the ban hammer much more aggressively than I ever did before.
Yeah, I got about 2,400 blocked.
Do you?
Yeah, I got upset when YouTube changed to make the block harder.
Right, how it used to be.
It became 2 clicks?
Yeah, it became 2 clicks instead of 1.
Yeah.
So 60 clicks all of a sudden became 120.
This guy says PJ blocked him because he said WWE was fake. I believe that, dude. Seriously, how you gonna go in there and be making fun of PJ's fucking religion like that?
Right now, I'm about to block this kid that says Wing seems like a moaner. Fuck him.
I remember one of the funny troll jokes I seen. I did a machinima video and I said, I'm doing a random class generator series. So I said, what guns don't you guys want me to use, right? And somebody put, well, don't use a taco. And I just found it because everybody always say either Spanish jokes or black jokes or whatever. And it's see, it's funny because you don't guys have to ever, you guys probably never get that. But
taco jokes? No.
I get old jokes, though. Spanish or black jokes, I mean.
Man, I get 1,000 old jokes a day. I probably had, 500 old jokes in this chat stream flow by. It doesn't bother me, really. But,
what he's getting more aggressive is block. I block you for anything. If you say something nice and I take it the wrong way, I'll block your ass. you'd be like, Wings, you're pretty good looking for a fat guy. Blocked.
So if it's a compliment with a diss, it's still a block?
Damn straight. I like the motherfuckers that try to compliment me before.
Or the guys who say just saying. I'd be like, man, you this and that. I'm just saying, though.
I don't want you to block me, Wings, but, your fingers are kind of fat.
They'll set up their comment with, please don't block me, but...
Yeah, dude, if your comment begins with, hey, don't block me, but you're getting blocked, 90% of the time. Now, I've had people go, hey, Kyle, don't block me, but I like your shirt. And I'm like, what? Why would I block you for that? Do you really think I'm that hardcore with it?
Dude, XCal used to block people like crazy. And it was really good. He trained me not to say mean things. This is before I even made the Woody's Gamertag channel. Before I made my channel, I was a subscriber like everybody else. And I watched his stuff. And people would fuss at him for maybe kill whoring or something like that. And I'm telling you, XCal's a pretty objective player. But for whatever reasons, there'd be moments in some of his games back in the COD 4 Dazzle days when I thought a flag cap was appropriate. And he thought kills were appropriate. And you know what I'd say? Nothing. Not a darn thing. Because he blocks people. So he
Have you ever got blocked by somebody? Like a big name YouTuber? Or not even big name, but just anybody notice,
No, I don't think I've ever been blocked by anyone. Community? I don't really start crap.
I've been blocked by CNNers and Optic Nation, blocked by Doggy Treats. I've been blocked by that guy who camps. I got blocked by White Boy one time.
Yeah, no one's ever blocked me as far as I know.
Because I'm trying to think what would be the dude that would block you.
I blocked a few, I don't know what major, but I blocked other YouTubers from my channel. I blocked Hard 8 times,
funny,
recently.
The guy you block from, leave a comment, then they go and they block you in return.
I worked hard to win over Hard 8 times, right? I would go to his videos. He didn't know how to do dual comms. I'd give him technical advice, and I'd go along. His other subs would be like, look, say what you want about Woody, but he's here helping out Hard 8s. And Hard 8s would be cursing me out in videos, and I'd be like, hey man, I don't understand why you have an issue. And then it was during the El Presador Spreads Lies thing, which he still has up on his channel, by the way. And he went and he started reveling in all the hard times I was having, and it's like, all right, Hard 8, that's enough. You're blocked. You're gone. He is, I don't know, maybe 10,000 subs. He might be one of the bigger guys I blocked.
No, he's got 3.
Oh, does he have 3? Maybe he's not the biggest.
I remember one time I blocked Hutch.
Did you? Oh yeah, that's right. You and Hutch had that feud.
Yeah, because we had this little back and forth, and I used to tell Wings too. Hutch is probably the hardest person in the world to argue with because he always has a comeback no matter what you say. You could think it out ahead of time. All right, let me make sure everything's covered. So there's nothing. And he'll still come back with something else. And I remember I blocked him one time.
I remember you commented on it too, didn't you, Nasty?
Huh?
When I punked Hutch in Twitter. I actually went so far over the top.
Oh yeah, I was like, damn, Wings, I've never seen him just stop. Because I'm so used to him just going nonstop. When I was going on with him, he at some points I was like, yeah, he's not gonna say nothing after I say this. And within 30 seconds there'll be a reply boom, and I'm like, damn. I couldn't figure out a way to get rid of him, so I just gave up and blocked him.
So Hutch put up "Stupid People Are Stupid," right? Fair enough. And then he got a lot of harsh feedback from that, and he didn't edit his comments. I probably would have cut off all my comments, but he has a different philosophy. It's this free speech type issue. Like he would be an Egyptian dictator if he were to end people commenting. I don't have that same thought, right? If I see things going wrong, I'll just cut it off. But he has
my comments are run like I'm Gaddafi himself. All right, so we can with my comments.
Let me keep going. Let me keep going though. Yeah. So then Hutch did what I thought was one of the greatest reply videos ever on YouTube. Where he talked about his sister, where he talked about his coworkers growing up, where he kind of explained, that racism wasn't in his heart when he posted that video. What was your take on that reply? It didn't win you over? NASA?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't even know how I took it. I think that I probably would still probably felt the same way. It's like once you feel a certain way, sometimes no matter what anybody does, you're just gonna stick your ground and be like, whatever, and just like I don't care what they do, I'm still gonna feel that way. But I didn't really see what the problem was. A lot of people thought I said Hutch is racist, and I even put the comments like, I'm not saying in this video Hutch is racist. I'm just saying that people might take the video in a racist, context. And then even Hutch came through and it was like, yeah, you gonna call me racist? and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Then all the subs came, you calling them racist, and I was like, wait, what? When did I call? I said I'm not. I even put in the comments, I'm not calling them racist, and everybody was like, yeah, you're implying he's racist. Then. And I was just like, I'm not getting out of this.
I never understood that double standard in life. Like, for example, if a black guy
hang on 1 second,
beats up
please.
a white guy.
Hang on 1 second. I'm going to step out of the room at this point, so I cannot be associated with what Wings of Redemption's about to say. Be right back. I'm going to grab a snack.
If a black guy beats up a white guy, he just lost the fight. A white guy beats up a black guy, it's a hate crime. Y'all never see that happening?
Nope.
That happens all the time down here.
Not in New York.
Well,
only ones that really pop up a lot are like if they being up on like gay people or something like
NASA,
that.
you're so racist. Are you saying that white guys never beat up black guys? Are you saying they can't?
No, anybody could beat up anybody.
I'm just goofing with you.
No,
I'm just saying that double standard is like retarded down here because maybe it's from the area I'm in because the area I'm in is like a lot of black. I mean,
yeah, but double negative. I mean, but stuff like that is the same with negative stuff and positive stuff. The double standard. Like if you see two guys go for an interview, they're probably gonna think one guy's smarter than the other, even if they got the same credentials. So with negative and positive, it still goes both ways.
Our nature to destroy ourselves. Hutch don't believe in that. Hutch, you full of shit. If you don't think humans want to kill each other, why did all these wars happen?
I don't know. You think you'd be able to live in a world though? Is like everybody's happy with each other?
I couldn't.
You don't think it'd be too good?
I think it'd be boring as fuck.
Like you think you'd be able to live in them TV show neighborhoods where like everybody's like, "Hey, good morning."
I just answered it 3 times. No. Reason is, I like it when I turn on the news and I see gunmen gunned down 35 people in a fit of rage because his drunk teenage daughter's having her 3rd child and she decided to throw 3 of them in the garbage. I love seeing shit like that. And that's what makes life exciting. I think it's good. I think it's crazy, but like you've never looked at the news and like, man, that's fucked up, and I'm glad I'm hearing this. Like, for example, I had a video today where a man was hugging a lion, and the first thing I thought of is I'd love to see the video where, the hugging the lion doesn't work.
You know what? In general, like I wasn't agreeing with you. Like I think a perfect world would be a nice place to live. But when lions bite people, I like those videos. Like that's pretty entertaining to me.
Have you ever seen the 1,000 Ways to Die TV show?
I hate that. I think so. Yeah, it's like one of those screaming announcers where, like on man show type stuff. Like TV.
Like for one thing, they had somebody like put a beer keg on a fire, and the beer keg had enough pressure to blow the top of it off, like cut a guy in half. It doesn't happen that way.
They had a guy who he replaced the shells in a shotgun, I think it was, with cigarettes, and shot it at his friend while he was sleeping, and the cigarettes like penetrated his skull.
Won't happen. Not enough ass behind him.
They said with the power behind the cigarettes, they'd be able to go through a skull, and they did.
Think what does a cigarette weigh? An ounce, maybe?
I have no idea.
How much does a bullet weigh?
Bullet weigh about 3 ounces. A pellet, shotgun pellet.
Shotgun pellet weighs 3 ounces?
Yeah.
Huh. Wait, I'm going to Google how much does a cigarette weigh.
Well, is that even possible then? Because I think some people saying they did it and it worked.
First off, you have wind resistance. A bullet has got a circular pellet will break air better than a rectangular cigarette with paper. You're going to have wind resistance. That's going to slow it down. The most that thing will probably get up to maybe 250 feet per second. maybe, and that won't break the skin, dude.
Cigarette weighs 1.2 grams. The hell does that mean?
That's
Yeah,
a metric.
look,
You gotta
Google weight
convert it.
converter.
I'm working on it. Oh my gosh. So I think Wings is right. It's 0.04 ounces. So,
Yeah.
Wait, a cigarette is 0.04 ounces?
Yeah,
yeah, that doesn't weigh enough, man.
and it has it also has wind resistance going through the air because it has paper and it isn't aerodynamic. It's designed to be smoked, not shot.
So why don't you should do a video of you getting shot with cigarettes.
I could do a video of rock salt, ice cream salt, Morton's ice cream salt. It weighs more than that. Let's see how much ice cream salt weighs.
Do you remember Kyle was going to do that video where he used Cosmopolitan magazine as a bulletproof vest, and then he practiced it, and the bullet kept going through?
Yeah, until he did what I told him to do it at an angle.
Dude, that's a horrible idea.
Now, if you did a stunt video like that and you actually got injured, would you still post it on YouTube?
Yeah,
I know
I'll
he would. But dude, Kyle was cracking me up. It was the best Skype call ever, right? He's like, dude, you can't shoot through a Cosmo? And I'm like, yes, you can. And I'm bringing him like websites and stuff where, like, look, here's where a 9mm penetrates like 6 inches of books. 45 penetrates like 7 inches of books. 22 does this. And he's like, no way. So he's like leaning out his window in his mansion, shooting through Cosmo magazines. And he's like, oh, went right through. And he's like trying different angles to see what it takes to shoot through a Cosmo or how many magazines. And Kyle there just freaking shooting away. And Kyle claims that he doesn't need protective ear protection because he can close his ears. And sounds crazy, right? Like,
kind of like when you yawn and you can't hear for a second?
So that's the thing. Oh, it's funny that you went there. So Kyle says that he can close his ears, and I'm like, wow, close your ears. That, like, it seems kind of crazy. And then it was tonight, a few hours before the show, I yawned and noticed how I went like nearly deaf, and I'm like, I wonder if he can like harness that involuntary thing. Yeah, and like close his ears. And he says that he does that before he fires the gun. But man, his he put up a video once where he wore like Turtle Beaches as hearing protection.
Somebody put that's earwax.
He used Turtle Beaches as ear protection, and the comments filled up with comments like, oh, Turtle Beaches don't provide adequate protection. So he comes back with Astro A40s.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
That was awesome.
Any headset would provide you adequate ear protection.
Nuh-uh. That's
Dude.
not true. Dude, if I wear Astros, I can hear you whispering. It's not adequate hearing protection.
The fact is, what damages your hearing is the sound waves, and they cover your ears from the sound waves. The little hairs inside your ears.
No. According to that theory, a piece of paper would give me all the hearing protection that I needed.
If it's around your ear, maybe.
I don't think that's how it works.
But a piece of paper has holes in them. Headsets do not.
So construction paper, you put construction paper over your ears, you be good?
Just because, I don't know. It'd probably still be loud as shit.
Wait a minute, Wings, come on, just tell us.
The whole idea, the way you lose your hearing is the sound wave goes in at such a force that it damages the small internal ears inside, just behind your eardrum. And the way I'm thinking about it is when the sound wave hits this headphone, it's going to hit the side of the headphone and dissipate elsewhere. It's going to be directed somewhere else. With a piece of paper, it can still slip through because there's like little holes all the way in pieces of paper just through the process of it. They're real small, you can barely see them, but they're there. But it's still going to be loud as shit, probably leave your ears ringing, but it probably sends you deaf.
Has Kyle ever threw a flashbang or a stun grenade?
I've never seen one of those. Those are loud.
I would love to see him get stun grenaded.
Those are a lot louder than a gun.
I could work on that.
Well, at least get flashbang and then try to shoot a target or something.
Yeah,
Now,
be
were
safe.
you here for
Cameraman.
this hearing protection conversation?
I just got back with my pimento cheese with jalapeno sandwich and my baked cheddar ruffles.
A shotgun pellet.
So, even if Wings is right, that it's the sound waves that, that vibrate something inside your ear and cause the damage, I think he's neglecting the fact that the paper would vibrate and then it would just push the sound wave on the other side. Like, hypothetically, let's say we used...
I just said the paper wouldn't work because of holes.
Wait a minute. Let's say we used like Titan
plastic
leather,
bag, plastic bag.
Like if I were to put a small bongo drum on my ear, right? it would fit that same requirement. Like, all right, it covers it. It stops.
No, that reverberate.
It reverberates.
There's a difference between a bongo drum and a piece of plastic.
Well, I grabbed an extreme example, right? Like that's why the paper would fail. It would also vibrate and then pass that vibration.
But we're not trying paper. We're saying Astro A40s here.
I'm sorry. What is the question?
Wings maintains that.
Wings said anything.
Let me spit my case before they spit it. The reason Astro A40s will protect Kyle's hearing is because the actual sound is not what damages your ear, but the waves of the sound itself. There's small hairs in the side, but it's just behind your eardrum that actually picks up all the sound from your eardrum. And when these get damaged or burned, that's when your hearing starts to deteriorate. The fact that Astros are made of steel, plastic, and have a coating around the ear would protect you from the sound waves because it would deflect them.
Here's the problem about that. Sound waves go right through that shit. That's how like seismographs work for earthquakes. And let me go and tell you, it's loud as fuck even when you're wearing Astro A40s when you shoot a gun and then you shoot.
I didn't say it would help you. I didn't say it'd help you dissipate the sound. I said it'd help you for not going deaf.
I doubt it. I'll go deaf.
But wait, you can flex
have you ever fired an LMG in one of your videos?
Mm-hmm.
I shot a saw.
I mean, I just wear earplugs myself. I mean, I don't know why Kyle just don't go get a fucking $5 pair of earplugs from Walmart.
I'm a fucking badass.
Dude, I paid $18 for like a 250 pack of earplugs. Like you can get in. Now I just drop them in like when I do woodworking, and I don't even think about cost or they're just always there. Anyone
I worked in a steel mill where if somebody fucking dropped something, you were aware of it.
Yeah.
So
I can imagine.
I think about ear protection all the time when I'm doing stuff. I wear ear protection cutting the grass. Because a lawnmower gets up to 140 decibels. That can damage your hearing.
I'm with you, man. Like I rarely use hearing protection when I mow the yard, but sometimes, like especially if I like skip it and I know that I'm going to be out there for a while, it's just more comfortable, man. I just toss in not the headset kind, not the earmuffs, but the little kinds that go inside your ears. You squish them and they expand.
Yeah,
I use those things anytime I want to. Or if I'm woodworking, in woodworking, the first thing I do is prepare the wood. So that means jointing and planing. It's a long process and it's louder than most of woodworking. I'll double up. I'll put the little earplugs under my earmuffs, and it's just comfortable. This Skype conversation is awesome. Someone wrote, can I share it?
Go for it.
So for you guys, I think you all know, right? We do this thing over Skype. And sometimes we send messages to each other, right? Sometimes the messages are like, we need to change the topic. This is getting slow or whatever. And Kyle asked Wings, can you unban this guy on YouTube? He's a friend. And Wings is like, nope, called me a fat ass. How do you even know? Do you remember his name?
Yeah, I just banned him just like 10 minutes ago from the live stream here.
I had a guy recently, beg to be unbanned, and he's like, I didn't do anything. And I'm thinking to myself, he actually said, I didn't do fuck all. And I'm like, well, I don't know. If I banned you because of a comment you left on my channel, then that's, no. If I banned you because it was like a community thing, like a Kyle or an Onslaught or a Wings, didn't like him either, that's enough too. I know I didn't just randomly go through comments and ban people.
But you know what's funny? Did you ever go to ban somebody and by accident you slipped to the name like right under and you blocked the wrong person?
Yeah, I've done that.
I think it's unlikely. I'm pretty careful about it. Like it's a deliberate act for me.
I've tried to reply to somebody in comments and block them by accident, like on a personal
messages. I have too, and I felt bad because immediately their name disappears. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then you don't know what the name was.
I was like, he's gonna be mad, and then I think he was probably gonna say something anyway.
And it could be somebody who's like your biggest fan, and they just go on one day to be like, "Great video," and it's like you're blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
I've met people in game where they had this like saintly, perception of me, and then they pulled out their Storella missile and their ghost shit, trying to give me a challenge, and then they get cussed out at the end of the game. And
Wings,
like,
man, you're wrong when you do that. You're
fuck
wrong.
that.
But You're like, hey, you can't shoot down my air support. Yes, they can. Welcome to Call of Duty. That's
Hey, look here.
Was you in the room that day? I think it was either with was it with you, Woody? That we? Oh no, I think it was with you, Wings. Where we asked that kid, "Why are you staying in the room?" And he was like, "Cause I have to."
Yeah. Motherfucker sitting in my motherfucking room and shooting this air support down because his friend wants to watch me play. He wasn't even on my team. He just wanted to watch me play on the enemy team.
But he sounds so innocent, like it was really the truth. Like he said, "Cause I have to," and he just didn't leave. He stood in there for like 6 games.
Huh. I usually get along with the rain. You know, I've been getting recognized a lot in lobbies. Like 80% of my games now, there's someone in there who knows me, and I don't know. It's hard on me because I have this like self-induced pressure to like put on my try-hard pants and leave the lobby and such, and don't always get it done. I played against this guy at a 4.5 KD. It's like I know I have a YouTube channel and everything, but you're better than me.
Do you get it? Like if somebody beats you down, like in the lobby, they'll be like, just beat Buddy.
Man, I get that motherfucker gets a kill on me, and he's 1-31.
No, internally, like I have this internal like thing that he's thinking, you know, oh, he was nothing all along. But what they actually do is they're just really cool about it, you know. Like, look, I never said I was the best Call of Duty player. Yeah.
Well, you get noticed out online. What?
Can you guys hear him? Wings,
Hello?
are you there?
Yeah, what?
Hello?
Oh,
Yeah,
Nessa,
put my mic in and out to see if it fixed the robot shit.
Nessa, you went quiet for a second there. Can you start again?
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh no, I was asking Kyle if he gets recognized in real life much, since most of his videos are like of himself, you know.
Yeah, about 5 times now.
Whatever you mean? That's it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not too bad.
Do you put on the Russian accent when you do it?
depends what they call me. It depends.
My coolest story was this one. So, when Huppet Gaming first went online, so here's the deal: we bought an inexpensive server plan for Huppet before we even had subs on it and stuff like that. Yeah, this is during our development phase, so we paid like $10 a month for the website, and then we told people about it, and it said that it was like unlimited bandwidth and such, but within 10 minutes the website was crashing because it couldn't handle the traffic. And we needed to upgrade it. The guy at GoDaddy had heard of my channel. He was a fan. And instead of 24 hours, he got it done in like 1. And he gave us a 15% discount because he liked my channel. And that was pretty cool. Yeah. But we ended up leaving GoDaddy because we needed dedicated hosting and stuff.
You ever tried to name drop in real life for something that you needed?
Don't you know who I am?
No.
Like, you think that would even work? Like, hey, by the way, I'm Woody's Gamer Tag from YouTube.
What I
name drop a GameStop.
Like I wanted so here's the deal: we had 2 GoPro cameras for that surfing trip I went on recently, and I wanted to get footage every day. I wanted to hog a camera, but there's 2 for 10 guys, so that's not cool. And I'm like, get me a third one, right? You know, you guys were gonna have 2, make it 2 for 9 guys, and get me one. And I promise I'll make it work for them. You know, I'll let people know that this video was taken with the GoPro. That it'll be worth it to you in advertising. You don't have to keep the camera. Just let me have one that I can use on my trip. And I've thought about stuff like that. We didn't actually go through with asking him because my friend sissed out. But yeah, so sometimes I'll think about lines like that, but I haven't really tried to name drop and get it named.
Because it's funny because I was like, because I sold my Black Ops games with Wings, and I thought I was gonna get one early since I'm in New York, and everybody who said they had it ended up not coming through, so I had to do the like midnight launch like everybody else. And I'm on the line thinking like, if you could just stand there and be like, "Hey yo, do you know this dude from YouTube?" And like see if they let you like just get right in front. Like,
See, NASA, let me tell you this story. Not only did I get to go to the front of the line on Call of Duty Black Ops, but I got paid $50 to be there.
Wow.
Because, well, I got recognized really big at the Halo one. Halo Reach dropped, and I basically had to take a lot of pictures there. So the manager invited me to back for the Call of Duty. He said he'd give me $50 if I showed up to it. Because I told him, I told him basically, like, I usually don't come on Call of Duty because there's like a line around the block. He's like, no, 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 no. You come in first. Everybody see you. We'll get you first in line. All right. So I went and picked up my PS3 copy for $50.
Yeah, that's nice.
In my pocket, not to them.
Oh, Kyle, you there?
Yes, sir.
Prank calls. So a lot of guys like to, look, the prank calls are really popular, but you don't like them. Do you want to talk about that?
All right. I like them when it's if we can get the right thing going, but like when it's just me and just a straight person, like if I'm calling John and I don't know anything else about John, it's not that much fun for me because I've only got so many angles I can take that with John, and I usually like to go the bestiality angle, just because that's the most off the wall funny thing I can think of. But I mean, if we could ever find somebody that's funny to call to, I like calling the 7-Elevens. I will say that, and I like calling the KFCs and the Taco Bells, and I like calling. Let me tell you this.
Well, bet that one chick at the GameStop.
That chick was a bitch and a liar. Fuck her. My dad gets a call the other night. The phone rings and it's a wrong number, and the woman's like asking about her aunt or whatever, and my dad is like, "Oh, didn't you know? She's in jail." And we're talking about a 70-year-old woman that she's asking my dad about, thinking my dad is like her brother or something. He's like, "She's in jail. A policeman stopped her for jaywalking and she maced him." "Yeah, honey, she maced him. Yeah, sprayed him right in the eyes. Got him. They told her she could do 90 days. She could do They told her she could do 30 days or pay $90. She said 30 days. So we got to get $90 together to get her out." She's like, "Don't you have $90? My dad's like, No. He's like, "Well, what about her kids?" My dad's like, well, John, he's gambled all her money away. He's at a poker game right now, gambled the money away. He talks to this lady for like 10 minutes going at it with her. And at the end, she hangs up. And he started feeling bad about it. And he hands the phone to my mom. He's like, "Can you fix that for me?" And she has to call the woman back and straighten it all out. Like, no, you were talking to my husband. He was just messing with you. It's a joke. He's like, "Well, that's one hell of a joke. I was getting money together and heading to the jail."
That's awesome.
You know what I don't understand? When people call the wrong number from like a cell phone, and then they call you right back. Because it's not like it's not like an old school phone where you could have hit the wrong number, like because you're hitting redial. So how are you expecting to get different results?
But maybe the phone made the mistake. Let's try this again.
Yeah, like they'll be like, "Is this whoever?" And I'll be like, "No, you just called me." And they'll be like, and then they'll be like, "Oh," like if they really did have different, like they thought they were gonna get different results.
You know what I hate?
Go ahead.
I hate when you try to call somebody that used to have their phone number and the companies gave it to somebody else.
See, I'm on the other end of that. I hate that my phone used to belong to somebody else, and that somebody else was a fucking deadbeat. Didn't pay his phone bill, didn't pay his credit cards, his mortgage, his car. They took everything. So I've got creditors calling me 8 a.m. Now, I sleep late. Keep in mind, all I do is make YouTube videos now. I sleep I like to wake up about 10 p.m., something like that. I'm up all night. So somebody calls me 8 a.m., I'm fucking mad already. I'm like, "Hello? Who is this?" "We're looking for Ricardo." I'm like, "Well, you got the wrong fucking number." I hang up like 2 or 3 hours later, it rings again. "Hello, is Ricardo there?" I'm like, "I don't know."
We got Ricardo... a video idea for FPS Russia.
Yeah, I'm like, "I don't know who Ricardo is, but you guys need to leave me alone." "Well, we're calling from credit, man, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Well, I can't give you Ricardo's money." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Apparently Ricardo never paid a bill in his life because all of you guys want him. If I had him here, I'd give him to you. You got to stop calling me." I still get calls. He must have had like 15 credit cards.
I have a friend, like one of my good friends at work, and there is another person that lives in Raleigh. He lives in Raleigh that has the same name that he does, and that guy is a total deadbeat. So they look him up. They're like, all right, there's this guy. He's Anthony. He's in Raleigh. And they're like, is this Anthony? He says yes. And then they start railing on him about debt. He's like, oh no, you got the wrong Anthony. No, I don't. You're Anthony Austin in Raleigh, right? Yeah, but anyway, it's a nonstop problem for him.
I can just imagine being like, we've seized your assets, sir. I just wanted you to know. And he's like, you better not have seized my.
Here, let me lay this idea for a video for FPS Russia. All right, you're laying in bed. You have your friend call your phone, and then you do the whole telemarketer thing. They'd be like, "Who is it? This is a big dick Russian."
Oh.
You know, shit like that. You'd be like, you better hope you're not in 2D. I will shoot the shit out of you.
Oh, you're talking about messing with a telemarketer?
Yeah, but you ain't got to be a telemarketer on anything. It's just your friend call the phone, and you got the camera at the foot of your bed looking up while you sit there trying to talk on the phone half asleep.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun next month with my traveling. I'm gonna try to get a lot of videos out from the paintball stuff.
Last funny? Crusader, guess what? You failed too, son.
What happened with Last Crusader?
He said I failed.
Oh, now he's gone.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
I'm going to make him a new Justin TV account.
You ever had somebody persistent like that you had to block them like 10 straight times in a row?
Oh, yeah. On YouTube.
Yeah.
The one guy's like, you've blocked me 6 times a day. I'm like, make it 7, asshole. I don't give a fuck.
Kyle likes playing with me when I get mad at people.
Because I had one guy before I blocked. This is the only one I remember. His name was like Black Dragon, and I blocked him. He made his next account Return of Black Dragon.
That's awesome.
And came back and was like, yeah, you thought you could get rid of me? And I'm like, what? So I just reblocked him. Like if since he was the return, he wasn't going to be able to get blocked, you know? I just blocked him again. Like, how are you going to come back with the same account and call yourself the return of?
Have you ever tried to say,
like, I don't know how many I've double blocked.
Oh, man. That was one of the most funniest guys I had to block, though.
No, I had a guy whose name was like Jacoby 1, and I blocked Jacoby 1, and he comes back and he's Jacoby 2, and I'm like, dude, why are you fucking with me? And he comes back again, Jacoby.
Kyle went silent.
Yep.
Blocking every one of those motherfuckers. I'm one step ahead of you now, asshole. I just imagine him signing into that account and being like, what the fuck? You already got me? I didn't even say anything yet.
Holy.
All right. I'll go ahead and say this and just for any of you people who are in, because apparently you guys are asking, if you're in the Chicago area or Illinois, here's what you got to do to play paintball next week at CPX. It's at CPX Sports in Joliet. You send an email to fpsrussia@cpxsports.com and you leave your name, how many people are with you, and let us know what day you're coming. I'll be there on the 5th and the 6th if you want to play.
You advance to $500 at dside82@hotmail.com. Play with you.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's $50, and that includes your paintball gun, your mask.
Oh, man.
Some reason that's been extremely confusing for a lot.
Bedward, dude, you're a fucking dumbass. Seriously, you said the shit 5 times. I've ignored it 5 fucking times. It's not like I don't see your fucking stupid ass comment.
What does it say?
It's like, Wings, you said the Egypt's internet is cut off, and there's a guy on the earth down there. Well, look here. He's not in Egypt. There's a country to the right of Egypt, and that's where he's at.
Isn't their internet back?
Huh?
Isn't it restored? I thought they restored it.
No, they cut it off today, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know. I know they cut it off like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I'm not sure what the status is right now.
I'm not either. But the fact, let's look at Africa. Hey, so you can't even click on the little where it is, but Egypt's right there toward that little fucking sea area, that metro right there. I think that's what is that?
So the mighty Hutch is in here?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey Hutch, if that's you, shoot me on a message on Skype, and I'll mod you up. So you're not in slow mode and stuff. He tweeted. Let me look.
Any of you guys watch Epic Mealtime?
I've seen a few of them.
I'm really enjoying those. I didn't like the Valentine's Day one, but the rest of them are really good.
All right. I see that Hutch tweeted. He says, "Whose D do I have to S?" That would be me, cutie.
What does that stand for?
Are you serious?
Nah. I was gonna think if one of you guys would have got creative with it.
Oh man, there's a handful of mighty Hutches in here. I'm struggling to find the right one.
Someone send you how it's spelled.
I never understood those guys that want to mimic your username and then send you a friend request.
I remember somebody sent me a friends request who said NASA 1 is gay, and he sent me a friends request.
Dude, on PS3, I get so many friend requests from FPS Kyle and Woody. I feel so loved.
You're like, you're not FPS Kyle.
I already got them both on my friends list. Double the pleasure, double the fun.
The funny thing is, and if you guys ever want to fuck with this guy on Xbox Live, the guy whose gamertag is actually FPS space Kyle, that motherfucker's got to get spammed constantly. I'm so glad that's not my gamertag. That guy gets so much shit.
Oh, FPS Kyle?
So who has Wings of Redemption on Xbox Live?
Too big.
Oh, it's too big? Oh, okay.
I mean, the thing with me is a lot of people started their channel the same time they started their Xbox Live gamer tag, or at least tried to make a match. Not me. I did the Hutch route. I used whatever the hell I put in when I started my YouTube thing to sub to people.
Yeah, I did.
I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, he's breaking up. Someone just wrote, Hutch is a faggot. Dude, I just modded him. How'd you think that was going to go? That's one of the reasons that all the YouTubers get modded, because they become targets for people in the chat, and it's only kind of fair to let them defend themselves.
Hutch, Israel is north of Egypt, buddy.
Really?
Oh, man.
I need to look this up.
Please,
Kyle, are you uploading or downloading or something?
I mean, Egypt almost touches Israel. Like, it's got connected through the Gaza Strip, but it's not to the right to them. I want to say it's like, fucking, it starts with an L. It's kind
so, Israel's actually to the right of Egypt? And so is... well, no. The top
northeast.
of Israel is about parallel, if I'm reading this map correctly, with the top of Egypt. So I guess you'd call it to the right. But the big country to the right of Egypt is Saudi Arabia across the Red Sea.
Let's see this.
You put north right.
What's down now?
North right? Oh, man. See, Hutch was coming off as so educated. If he had put northeast, we'd have been good to go. But he's like, yeah.
It just sounded funny reading north right.
Hey, compass rose, son. He had to... Man, why is my internet...
We're getting that you're right. We're just kind of objecting to the term north right.
You know, it's funny. I did a video today.
See, I had him confused. I thought Egypt was Libya was at, and Libya was where Egypt was at.
I don't really care. It doesn't matter.
So we got one guy in Egypt.
Dude, you want to see something cool? Go on YouTube and go to your Insight and shit, and you can click on the countries, and you can see how many viewers and subscribers you have in like the obscure countries.
Now, here's the thing, Kyle. You said those guys got hit on the Horn of Africa. Somalia's up here on the fucking top near Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates.
I didn't say they got hit on the Horn. I said they were sailing around the Horn. That's like me saying they're going to Disney World and they got hijacked and killed. I didn't say they were at Disney World.
I don't know where they got hit.
It's the Republic of Congo now.
Oh God knows they renamed those fucking countries. That's just like Myanmar.
Like when I was in school, it was just Congo. Now it's the Dominican Republic of Congo.
Dominican Republic.
Republic of Congo?
This is DEM
sure
period
that's right?
rep. Well, I don't know what the hell DEM would stand for.
Demilitarized?
Democratic
rep.
Republic of Congo.
Yeah. Democratic Republic of Congo, whatever the hell it is.
Dominican Republican of Congo.
No, I kind of like to go to the Dominican Republic of Congo.
That sounds like a place I might enjoy. How's the surf?
Yeah, there'd be some good-looking,
You know,
nice
I've always wanted to
pink
fish on the
gorillas.
Congo River, but I was just scared of all the damn guns and shit there. The Congo's got the second biggest river in the world in it.
All right, I'm trying to invite Hutch to the call to please the stream. We'll see
I
if
think
he's
I'm
interested
hosting
in
the
answering. Oh, yeah. Call him. I put him in the call.
Let's see.
You just need to click on
A lot of
his
people
role.
leave it. The upside down comment where they always put, "I'm not buying another keyboard from eBay."
Yep.
That
Hutch
shit
doesn't
is
want
so
to be in the call.
Oh, I
Come
see
on,
what it
it's
is,
ringing,
Hutch.
Hutch.
Be in the call.
What is- Hutch?
Hello.
Oh, it sound like you in an old school phone booth.
No, I have the Justin TV playing in the background. I'm just gonna answer the call to say hi. I'm about to play some COD right now, but
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and snub us. It's cool. No big deal.
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
I
not
don't
as
know
if my feelings are badly hurt.
Call of
Yeah.
Duty is more important than the #1 podcast in gaming.
It's no big deal. Just go ahead and snub us.
I know you're
Whatever
bigger
we
than...
do.
What happened to your porn star?
She
yeah.
called out. She called out like 2 hours beforehand too, which pissed me off. I'd be cool if she did it like at 1 o'clock when I was asking her if she was down for the night. She goes yes. I asked her again at 6 o'clock. You down? Yes. 7 o'clock. I can't do it.
I'll read your letter. I'll read her letter. I'm really looking forward to being on your podcast, and please don't take it another way, but I'm not ready tonight. I thought I was, unfortunately I'm not. As you can see, I haven't been on Twitter as much. I got some personal things going on. I hope you can understand and would still like to interview me in the next few weeks. I'll be online this evening. If you like, we can Skype. My apologies for any inconvenience. Much love. Yeah, it's pretty inconvenient. You canceled 3 hours before the show? Like, that's not cool.
She probably
You
got called to work
confirmed-
though.
She
you guys-
confirmed like 4 hours before the show.
You guys are burning. You're gonna burn bridges if she somehow listens to this.
Oh, we're not.
She's gonna burn bridges, man.
Yeah, but she missed an
Yeah.
opportunity. We're going to have
There are
Sasha
other-
Grey on next week.
There are other porn stars that would be happy to come on and talk to Woody's gamer tag. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you didn't see me surfing. I'm quite the hunk.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a number of porn stars to choose from. We'll pick our.
You obviously never followed Biggie Small's rap career. See,
Yeah.
I'm the white version of him.
Hey, I have a question, and it's to Wings.
Yes.
Did you, by any chance, see NASA's video where he talked about using Scout Pro with regular guns?
Yes.
Well, I was actually. No, it's not just for Wings. I don't know. Did you guys already talk about this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Nope.
I did a dual comment a week before he put the video out about it. Should have seen it.
I wanted to hear other people's opinion on that because I had thought about that before, but never took the time to actually put a class like that together on an automatic.
I just never
Automatic.
been good enough with the snipers to get Scout Pro.
Yeah, it's not fucking fun.
Well, you only need the 50 kills straight up. Everything else you can do with regular guns.
I think you need 100. I think you need 100 one-shot ones.
No, it's 50. It's 50 sniper kills, and then 30 headshots and 50 secondary kills.
And the secondary kills what I don't like getting.
Yeah, but you can run around with a ballistic knife, just get 50 kills.
And maybe you can. I got a 3.10 PD.
Well, they say use a Python with an ACOG to get your 50 kills.
I guess Hutch got shut down.
All right.
No,
Appreciate.
no. I'm
Oh,
good.
oh, oh.
Whoa. Some quality just picked up.
Yeah, that's nice. I like this.
Well, I plugged in my headphones.
I got like 100,000 times better.
Now it's like Hutch HD.
I want to say somebody in this call is kind of punky and was scared to go to Africa with me this year.
All right, let me just say this, guys. Wings of Redemption suggested that he and I go on safari and shoot a fucking lion. And here's what I said about that. One, I don't want to shoot a lion. They're beautiful creatures. They're intelligent. They don't deserve me to go out there and shoot them with a high-powered rifle. And two, I'm not going to fucking Africa where somebody's going to kidnap my ass and I'm either going to end up on A, Al Jazeera getting my head sawed off, or B, ransomed for whatever they think I'm worth.
Or C, we stay in a nice 5-star hotel, go on a nice safari and look at rhinos because I can't afford to shoot a lion at this point in my life, but I can afford to go to a safari trip.
There are safe places in Africa where you don't need to worry about Muslim extremists. It's not like you're heading to Rwanda in the middle of a
we be going to
War.
South Africa near Johannestown.
Are those the places where you shoot lions?
I think you just mixed two cities together, but okay.
But South Africa is down here. It's got Cape Town, Johannes, and all these other things. Johannesburg, I'm sorry. It's at the very horn of Africa.
Geography Lessons with Wings of Redemption, Episode 1.
I'm doing this off the top of my head.
I'm just fucking with you, Wings. No, I wouldn't want to go kill the lion. And dude, if you want to see them, one of the three of us go to the North Carolina Zoo. They've got a really nice place up there.
I don't want to pay the $32,000 to kill the lion either. But if I got $1 million, I'd be down.
Dude, we went to the North Carolina Zoo
with all your...
and we pretended to shoot baby buffalo and said it was Onslaught.
Dude, if we go to the North Carolina Zoo and one of you guys promises to bail me out, I'll jump in the fence and chase a buffalo.
Yeah, and he'd kick your head over.
Oh, they'll run like that.
You think with all your...
Yeah, Hutch, you blanked out there. Audio issues at the end, huh?
More like San Francisco and hire a homeless guy to try and stay alive for 24 hours.
I only caught the end of that. But that's the plot
to the game.
Too. You cut out, and then I heard hire a homeless guy from San Francisco and pay him to stay alive.
Yeah, that's all.
I was like,
I'm trying to fill in the beginning of that. It's crazy.
I said, you think with all the Machinima PayPal disbursement, you could just hire a homeless guy and do like a surviving the game and actually hunt a person?
I don't want to.
I don't know what PayPal
People are easy targets.
About. I've been watching my PayPal for the last 3 days now.
Well, I meant future tense or whatever.
Okay, well, maybe then we'll hire a homeless guy.
I was sort of saying to Kyle today, the one time I might have enough money and no bills to do it with, I've always wanted to go to Egypt and see the pyramids, and the bitches are in revolution. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it would be nice to go there and see it. It really depends on who ends up taking power there, whether the people can get together and put a leader forward and actually have a democracy, or whether you've got some group like the Muslim Brotherhood that's going to come in and just put a theocracy in place. And
the Muslim Brotherhood doesn't have popular support in that country. It's fear mongering.
I mean,
they don't have majority support. It's media spinning it to be a source of fear. The people, it was a popular revolution. If we encourage democracy, we should be in favor of that.
Well, I hope you're right.
Well, I mean, if you look at the polls over there, they don't have a majority popular. I mean, I'm sure some people support them, but
yeah, I mean, if you could believe the polls over there, they would.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. It's a really unstable region in the world, and with Iran there in the Suez Canal, and it's a multifaceted ball of shit. So we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully for the better for everybody.
Well, I was asking Wings, wouldn't you guys want to just visit like local places like New York, and stuff like that?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing this year.
I want to go see one in a lifetime things. Like I want to go to Machu Picchu. That's where I really want to go.
Because I was telling Wings, if I wasn't from New York, I'd be like, if I lived somewhere else, I would like to visit New York.
Machu Picchu's no joke, man. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
You're talking about, or
Peru.
is that the Mayan thing in
Peru? Yeah. It's up on a mountain.
See, the trouble with that is the altitude, man. Like it's a big deal. They like give you cocaine-based tea to help you deal with the altitude sickness and all that nonsense.
There's a 5-star hotel beside it now, Woody, and they got a cable car that goes up to it.
Yeah, I guess my friends hike it.
See, my fad is be on the cable car. I'll pay the $25 to go up the mountain.
Yeah, we were gonna hike it. We after we did John Muir Trail, we didn't do the whole thing, but that was we were like, we should go to Machu Picchu. That'd be fun. But one of my buddies, he got altitude sickness. It was awesome.
I'd like to do a whole thing there. See Machu Picchu, then go to Easter Island, and then Nazca. I can't say the damn shit. See all this fucking shit in the sand from the sky. Get in a helicopter.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's in South America, Mexico, or something, isn't it?
All of us are right there in Peru.
I can't think. It's not mad. It's where there's those drawings. The Nazca lines. Thank you.
Yeah, they're in Peru.
Yeah, that guy's smart.
And Easter Island is right off of Peru.
I mean, those are really things that I'm happy.
Kyle, what's up with your audio?
I don't really got robot Kyle.
Is it wings?
It's probably my shitty connection, dude.
Yeah,
it sounds fine.
Did you say it sounded fine to you, Hutch?
It's just Kyle's internet probably had a spot.
No, everybody's doing it.
Didn't you fix your internet, Wings?
No, I bought a second line so I could upload and play Xbox at the same time.
Now he has two bad lines.
Yeah. Now I got two bad lines I get to pay $100 a piece for.
I can still pull host when I'm uploading a video.
Oh, I hate
I've never had host the entire time playing Black Ops.
That was two people at once.
Well, see, Woody's all about hiking shit. I ain't about hiking nothing. I had a fucking 10-minute warm-up off walk the weight off at home today that fucked my shit up. I had to go lay down.
Hey, have you ever seen those Ninja Warrior, the American Warriors, whatever they called?
No. Is that the
not the blooper one, not the comedy one. I'm talking about the real one. It's called American Warrior, Ninja Warrior, something like that. It's like an obstacle course.
I don't think I've seen that. Is that the one?
You guys never seen that before? It's on Spike TV.
Yeah, the one where they fall off of shit and always busting their heads and stuff.
Yeah, they gotta do all these extreme. Extreme, I was just wondering if you guys said, well, you guys never seen it, so it wouldn't matter now.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Somebody was asking in the comments about PAX East. Who's going to PAX East in this call? Woody, are you going?
It all depends when Machinima pays me.
I was expecting to go. I bought the ticket and everything, but my wife's going to visit her family in March. I just need to see if the times overlap.
Gotcha. And Wings.
I am Wolfing, who's in the... Oh, you guys don't encourage not to pay too much attention to that chat, don't you?
Oh, this is the after thing. You can talk about it all you want.
Yeah, that's during the recording.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm just going to drop.
I wonder what the Mediterranean Sea would be like for fishing.
How did we get off PAX and end up fishing in the Mediterranean?
So I'm trying to plan a trip out. I've always wanted to do something, and I've only been to North Carolina one time, and that was looking for the fucking Myrtle Beach DMV.
I'll tell you what, Wings, if you want to go on a trip, this is what we'll do. Later this summer, after we get paid, we can go out west. I know you like long-range target shooting. You shoot prairie dogs. What you do, you pull up in a truck, you set up a bench rest, and you blow fucking prairie dogs up all day long.
Ooh, yeah.
It's awesome.
You ready to disintegrate a prairie dog, but you ain't down to shoot a lion.
They break the horse's feet, man, in the fields.
PAX is awesome. If we're gonna go back and talk about that, but
that'd be great.
I didn't go to PAX East. I'm not going this year. Tabe's in for a month and a half, and so they're gonna send him. They want to cut back on travel expenses so that they can send us to Japan later on in the year. So I'll give up Boston to go to Japan. But Tabe and him are going to East, but we went to West last year, and it was super, super cool.
You might want to drop the Hutch before you go to Japan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about...
I don't have a girlfriend.
What happened to her?
Nothing. I'm still hanging out with her. I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, I'm about to say
boy.
because a guy your height at Japan, girls gonna be all over you.
So you still don't call her your girlfriend?
Yeah. We never talked about it. Yeah. No,
Man.
no, she's not my girlfriend.
So what if she started talking to some other guy? And by talking, I mean doing the same things with them that she does with you.
It wouldn't bother me.
You think you have
Really?
to get that verbal agreement of boyfriend and girlfriend, no matter how long it's been?
Yeah, I do. I'm a...
So, like, if you've been talking to a lady, let's say a year, and if you guys didn't say we're boyfriend and girlfriend, you still wouldn't consider her your girl then?
Well, a
You must be
year
talking
is a
to
little
Hutch.
different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when this time you think overtake, like, the verbal agreement?
I don't know. Everybody's different. Like you can't. I don't think you can put like a. I'd say after like maybe 2 or 3 months, if you're still hanging out and you haven't put in any titles on anything, at that point it's like the make it or break it. It's like either you're boyfriend girlfriend or you're not.
Or you just stop talking?
Yeah, or you just can go about your merry ways and do that whole thing. But I really like being single, Woody. So I'm not.
You want to stay single till after Japan. Yes.
I'm not the sharing sort, man. Like, as soon as I would start dating a girl, I would
She
make
can't
it
talk
known.
to anybody else, right?
Oh yeah, and if by she can talk like literally, but she is not to be,
Talking, trying to
Look,
get with them. She can't.
Yeah, it's like, look, you and I are a thing. We're gonna try this and see if it works, and if it doesn't, we'll break up like stand-up people and move on. It's not gonna be a looking around thing.
We were talking about this today.
I would never ever ask someone to be my girlfriend after one date. No way. You don't know anything about them at that point.
Well, it's
At
not that.
point-
All right. She doesn't
At
have
that
your
point, you
girlfriend.
just want to have sex with them, and you're distracted the whole time, and you're trying to make it look like you're super interested when really you're just thinking about the fact that you want to have sex with them. So like you've got your blinders on. You can't really know someone until after you've had sex.
See, I don't feel like
If you have sex and you still want to talk to someone, then you got a good thing going there, or at least a good start.
See, for me, Hutch, man, it's maybe a jealousy thing, right? Like, her being my girlfriend doesn't mean that I'm going to marry her. It just means that no one else is until we're finished.
If she were to see other people right now, it wouldn't bother me because I honestly don't think she would be as interested in anybody else as she is with me.
See, Hutch got the alpha
that's not
male thing
okay
going.
with me, man. Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, it's not gonna be one of those things where I'm like, yeah, you went and fucked Bill, didn't you? It wasn't as good as me,
No,
was
it's
it?
not,
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
so.
about. No, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about.
Like what you do yesterday,
talking
like
about
I
Hutch
hung
Daddy
out with
Tank
Bill.
talking
Like,
pussy.
oh, that's
I'm
cool.
not talking
What you
about
guys
your
go do?
bedroom skills. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just saying just general interests. And
know
I
what?
think like me and her, like we really click. We have good chemistry, and I wouldn't say that about just any. If it was a different girl, I wouldn't necessarily say the same thing. But me
Yeah,
and her,
see-
it's not a me thing. It's an us thing. There's like
Hutch
a really
has an
cool.
11-inch
When you
penis,
met-
right?
when you
So
met
he's
her-
got
when you
this
met-
whole thing going on. He's like, you can try someone else, but come on, let's get real.
When you met her, she knew who you was from YouTube already,
No,
or
right?
did you tell her afterwards? Like, oh, by the way, I got
Oh.
1 million subs on YouTube.
No, she didn't know who I was.
How'd she take it? Was she like, wow? Or was it to her? Was like, whatever.
Well, one of the first things she watched was a video where I was talking about my reluctance to be in a monogamous relationship, and that was sort of. I told her after that, I'm like, you know what? I really preferred if you like just didn't watch my videos because it's just too hard, too hard to explain this weird little online world of transparency about that sort of stuff.
Hutch, without getting graphic, if she were to do something physical with another guy, wouldn't that like eat at you to some extent?
No, because like I still want to do physical stuff with other girls.
See, I'm not built like that at all. Like,
Yeah, me neither.
Hutch is a swinger. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be like 10 years into marriage.
No, I'm
He's
not a
gonna, like,
swinger.
Who
She's
wants to
just
throw the keys in the pot?
I'm not a swinger. She's just not my girlfriend. So like if she was my girlfriend, then I probably like. Here's the thing though, like if your girlfriend came to you and said, let's say you and your girlfriend had a threesome, you and your wife had a threesome, right? And she maybe didn't necessarily want to do it, but she did it for you because she wanted to make you happy. Now what happens? Maybe a couple weeks later, a month later, she comes to you and says, "Well, now it's my turn." Like, what would you say in that case? If she wanted an MMF threesome.
Oh no, not that.
So
I mean,
actually,
I'm not saying that it's the most awesome idea in my head. I'm just saying that there is sort of a double standard.
I got
to.
I got a question for Woody on that perspective too.
So to answer Hutch's question, right? Like that second half of the equation is why the first half of the equation is not a fantasy I would want to live out. And and there's even more than that. Like and it's not an anti-gay thing. It's a bond breaking thing. Like that's the big thing. And I was even thinking somehow it came up today, like the notion of adultery. Oh, because of the porn star. And it was like, no, like I don't, even if I cheated and got away with it, then there would be this like bond broken, this thing that I know that I did, that I wasn't the man that I want to be. That's why this doesn't happen. It's not because I couldn't get away with it. It's because even internally that would damage the relationship that I have, even if she didn't know.
It doesn't need to, though. Like, if you're not built for it, then you're not built for it. But it doesn't. I think that there's a mistake going on right now where I think the perception is the standard is if you're with someone, you don't have sex with anybody else, and any deviation from that standard is considered breaking a bond, like you would say, or cheating, or not faithful, or not respectful. And that's not the standard. It's a rarity, but I would say maybe 5-10% of the population maybe are open to the idea of being in a relationship and being with other people. I actually
agree with you, right? Like there are some guys who separate that physical and emotional bond, right? It like literally all the way to their core. It's just not the way that they define that bond. And for them, that's cool. There are some guys who get really turned on by seeing their girl with another guy. Like that's part of their thing.
It's called cuckolding.
Yeah, I know. So, and if that's not your, but the figurative your thing, then do your thing. It doesn't sound like you're hurting anyone. That's fine with me. But it's not my thing. It's not the way I'm put together.
Here's my question. I know this is we're straight to kindergarten, but if you're in an MMF situation and it's your wife with another guy, do you try extra hard to please her? Do you try to outperform the other guy?
It's not about that. It's not about that.
I'm talking about physics. I'm not talking about what it's about. I'm talking about mentally.
So
this guy's to be hitting that shit.
I think that other guy is just a sort of a big fleshy sex toy. And, that's how this is done. He's just a big fleshy sex toy. And he's there to, enhance what you and her have going on, but he's only there as a...
Well, she's sitting over there moaning the shit out of his name. And she doesn't normally moan the shit out your name in bed. And it's your turn to get on top of it. That ain't going to influence your performance?
No, it's not about competition in an MMF situation if you have a couple and another man. I should say that I've never done MMF before I talk about this. But that's not what it's about. It's about basically at that point it's typically going to be more for the girl in that situation. And like, let's say hypothetically you're doing it so that she receives pleasure. Well, you want her to receive pleasure in that regard. Like you don't look at it like a competition. Like if she's getting off by this other dude fucking her, well, I thought that was the point of it. I don't know if I'd ever do it. Like my ex-girlfriend used to try and, she would always sort of like throw that out there, like, okay, when are we going to get around to my turn of this scenario? And I always would put it off, like maybe one day. I never.
Maybe I
would never be able to do that.
If me and Hutch had to piss at the same time, that would be a contest in my world.
Good luck with that. 11 inches, man. It's documented.
There's a reason.
I do not have an 11-inch penis, nor do I want an 11-inch penis.
You're ruining it.
You know, it's funny. I asked my friend that.
To go with your 11-inch penis?
I know you guys always sometimes talk about stuff like that. I was telling him, like, if you just had the crazy, that was like 15 inches, would you want to just like cut it down, like?
Or would you get 15 inches hard? Could you?
NASA, you're the black guy. You tell us.
He's not black.
Oh, he's not? I thought he was. I don't know.
I'm Hutch's black sister.
Okay. Hutch,
No.
would you clear that up? Do you have a black sister?
I have a black sister. Yeah.
You
It's
do.
a long story. Yeah, I didn't make that up.
I never said
Anybody who thought that I made that up to avoid like bad press is out of it. I'd have to be absolutely desperate to make something like that up. Her name is
some people have comments like, "Where's the pic? Where's the pic?"
Her name is Brianna. I have 2 nieces, Salem and Nicole. Like, yes. The answer is
don't
yes.
even try. You could post a picture of you standing next to her, and they go photoshopped. It's shopped.
Yeah.
No.
Someone wrote, "Wow, Woody, really, dude? It's not about me. It's about you. You being someone in the stream wrote probably 45 minutes ago. You know, if you guys still believe Hutch has a black sister, then laugh out loud. And
that's
so
fine.
it's just about Hutch is here. I have a platform. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So
no, but
my dad was married before my mom. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but what you was asking me about before, you wouldn't want to downsize? Wouldn't you like?
I don't think you
can't really maneuver. You can't really maneuver. No, I'm saying, like, would you want to try to get that done? Like, find a way to get that done?
I don't think there is.
How much fun could you really have like that?
So I'll take this one. At 15 inches, I'd absolutely want to downsize. I'm significantly less than 15 inches, and it's already a problem. Like, there are positions where I really have to. There are positions where.
Woody the cervix pounder.
That's exactly what the problem is. The freak like. There are, like you have to freaking really be careful because apparently it's like a kick in the nuts, and so 15 inches isn't even the goal, man. I don't know what the goal is, but it's probably somewhat just slightly under me.
Most vaginas can't even take more than they can't even fit more than 6 inches, anyways.
So
it's a true story.
I don't know if you've ever seen Belladonna now.
I'm not happy about this conversation, the direction it's going in, or where it has been taken so far.
Poor Kyle's never hit a cervix.
But you always scared of the sex conversation.
I'm not scared of a sex conversation. I think it's ridiculous because we're having a sex conversation with 13 and 17-year-old boys. If we had an audience of ladies out there, it would be a different situation because I could interact.
I'll bet you there's a lady in listening to this.
You can ask right now on the stream how many chicks are in there, and you probably get a lot of yeses.
2 of them. One of them has a live-in home with her parents' boyfriend, and the other one is not very interested in men. So.
Did you guys see the tweet that I put out today, the Caswell music video?
Oh yes. My god, that was terrible, man.
I actually thought someone jumped on your Twitter account. Like you walked away from your desk and it was one of those like, hey, I never realized how great Nickelback was kind of tweets.
No. Oh god, no. I would be so livid if someone did.
And it's funny, the comments of people like, I can't believe I watched this whole thing.
Yeah, I looked at Wood. I was like, I'm gonna tweet this link out, and you just watch the response that I get. And I've never had more @ replies for anything that I've ever written than that one.
Yeah, those are funny.
I didn't tweet it. I was gonna write, I can't believe I watched that twice. Like,
but, it's funny. I remember the first time I got Rickrolled where the browser moves like from corner to corner, and I couldn't get rid of it. I was like, that's the first time it ever happened to me. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I'm trying to close it, and it's like moving from corner to corner. I'm like, what? I had to unplug the back of my computer.
Caswell is actually a pretty inspirational story. He's from Detroit, I believe, and he's an openly gay hip hop artist. And he was trying super hard to get the respect of the hip hop community in Detroit, and just was not getting anywhere for obvious reasons. And I'm not gonna say that black people are homophobic, but I will say that hip hop culture is extremely homophobic.
Yep.
And he could not get any respect so finally he just said fuck this and went grassroots, and now became like really successful on an underground level. And he's this openly flamboyant gay rap artist.
If you met somebody,
yeah, he's super successful. Like
if you met like let's say you married a girl or whatever, and her brother-in-law or your brother-in-law, I mean, like her brother. If he was like, oh, you need a ride, and you hopped in his car and he had that album playing, would you be like, whoa?
Not at all. I'm from San Francisco, dude. Like gayness doesn't affect me one way or the other. I'm not.
But it wouldn't catch you off guard. I mean, like in a funny kind, of humorous kind of way. You know what I mean?
I'd be like, yeah, I know this song.
Because I'd probably just be like, it'd probably hit me, and I'd probably laugh to myself. Like, because see, the thing is with the whole because people even got on me with Wings, because he asked me if I was gay, what guy would I want to take care of me, and I was like, hell no, I'll kill myself. And everybody's like, oh my god, fuck NASA. And I'm like, no, it's just that I never grew up like my family and everything. I never grew up around anybody who was like openly gay or anything. So I'm just not,
Hey, what'd you say that one time? Like, what's up, NASA? Thanks for keeping it real gay.
Yeah, some people are just funny, but it's like, some like I tell some people like, oh, I don't have no gay family members, and they be like, bullshit, and I be like, nah, for real, or not that I know of. So to me, it's like I'm not used to it. Like I don't see it, I'm not around it, so it's just different,
They've done a lot of studies on this, and the best estimate is that at any given time, all throughout human history, 10% of the population is gay. It's not nearly as rare as people think it is.
Yeah, Alexander the Great was a faggot.
I don't see, Wings, you are the most uncouth motherfucker on the planet. Like, we're having this adult conversation, and I'm thinking about what Hutch just said. I'm absorbing it, and I'm thinking that's really interesting. I wonder if that's accurate, because there's no way of knowing how many gay people there were.
And you know how that works in my mind,
years
Kyle?
ago. And Wings immediately spits out, well, Alexander the Great was a faggot, and I'm like, what?
Well, if you look at ancient Greek culture, it was perfectly acceptable for an esteemed, educated man to have basically a 14-year-old male child perform sexual favors for him. That wasn't taboo. It was taboo if you performed sexual favors on the boy. At that point, it was like, you fucking weirdo. But it was totally fine for them for those boys to like give you a bead or a hand job or something like that.
But you could not penetrate the young boy. That was good.
I wonder how those conversations started.
Like, all right, little man, here's the rules. Listen up. Only going to say this once.
It'll be like what's that movie with the Indian kid and the Chinese kid, part 2 in Guantanamo Bay?
Oh God. No, but that's how the you're talking about the Greek. That's how the Spartans were. Everybody watched the movie 300. Everybody was like kind of joking because they got the loincloths and they're all muscled up and oiled up and shit. And they're like, yeah, that guy's gay. No, they really were gay. Like all those guys were gay. Like the 300 Spartans that held Thermopylae, those dudes were gay. So
that wasn't no. That I heard they said that wasn't no CGI. Like them dudes were just really all cut up like that.
Oh, they were. Those, yeah.
That's crazy.
You should see the workout program that those guys were on, man.
Yeah, I heard they go to a gym with like no windows and no seats and no chairs and.
Yeah, they're doing. I remember seeing him with like this giant rubber band hooked to his back, and he's running and grabbing a big ass weight, and then they keep moving the weight farther and farther away, and they're running with the parachutes on their back, and they're doing all kinds of weird training with tractor tires, and those guys were in incredible shape for that movie.
I swear, I thought it was all fake when I first seen it.
Gerard Butler didn't look like that.
I like how that movie portrays Spartans as these badasses, and Alexander the Great burnt fucking Sparta to the ground. This goes back to it. It all comes full circle. Alexander the Great was a homosexual.
So real quick, the 10% figure, the Kinsey was from the Kinsey report, which has been basically debunked because it was very skewed. There was 55% of the people were prisoners, sex offenders. But then there was another one done by the said that 7.7% of men and 7.5% of women reported homosexual desire. So that it doesn't mean that they're gay; it means that they're curious.
Yeah, the Kinsey report's kind of a weird thing. That guy, I've heard a lot of negative and I've heard a lot of positive, and I even watched the movie about him. But yeah, he was kind of weird.
Do you believe that you're just born like that, or you think it's just it's up to you?
Yes,
go either way.
I don't think it's an issue of belief or not. People are born like that.
Yeah, because that's what I hear some people say. Like, no, they can't help it. They're just like, if you have a child, no matter how you raise them, they say like, if they're born like that, you can't do nothing about it.
Well, when you say they can't help it, that implies that there's something wrong with them. But
No, but you know what I mean. Like as far as in that context of like if they're just born like that, like if it's genetic or not.
I don't know. A good backhand goes a good way of stopping something like that.
oh my god,
God.
wings.
Wait, what did he say? I missed it, and I think I'd
A
like
good
it.
backhand goes a
good
long way
backhand
towards
is-
Oh
creating.
yeah, there you go, Wings. You're the man.
Well,
Keep it-
actually,
keep 'em
uh,
coming.
Has that been proven though that they're born that you're born like that?
oh, all you got to do is walk up to, get to know someone who's gay, and then ask them, "Were you born like this?" Every single one of them will say, "Yes, I was born like this." I've never heard someone say, "Oh, by the time I was 18, I started being attracted to wiener." Like it doesn't work like that.
I remember, I kind of lied earlier because I have a cousin named Kyle. And he turned out to be a homosexual.
All right, wait a minute, God damn it!
I have
Alright.
a friend named
Wings
Kyle.
Redemption.
I'm not kin to Kyle Myers at all. Just let me clarify this.
Why you gotta be using my fucking name?
I know
man?
this. I instantly thought that. I was like, oh boy.
It would be all right, Kyle. My name's on my Twitter and my front page.
That's your fucking name. You always go back to that. Well, I do this for me. It's my fucking name.
I'm not talking about Kyle, last name of 123 Awesome Drive outside Atlanta, Georgia. What? It's
man.
okay. People know where I
People
live.
don't need the name.
So Captain Cool Whip very emphatically said, "You are not born gay. It is a choice to be gay." And I would ask.
I don't
Captain
agree with
Cool-
that.
I would ask Captain Cool Whip how many gay people he's actually talked to in his entire life. I would wager that the answer is none. So
Back to my story.
It's insane to me that people would take that line of thought without actually bothering to even talk to anyone who's gay.
Going back to my story, this Kyle guy, he was my cousin through marriage, and I'd forgotten all about this guy, but he turned out to be full blown banana split. I mean,
Oh my
and
god!
his mother embraced it.
Funny.
His mother embraced it really bad. Like she'd let him wear a dress and stuff when he got home from school, but she made him go to school in like boys' clothes. And I didn't see him again until my grandfather's funeral when he came in making a scene. At that point, he was a straight up CD. Let's go and use. I don't know what politically correct is here. He was a cross dresser.
It's called a transvestite.
Yeah. So my brother beat the shit out of him in the funeral home.
Oh my god. Good old Conway.
How
South
many people out
Carolina.
there would be willing to pay $100 to live with Wings for a week? If you could see some of the shit who would pay to go to a funeral with Wings and see his brother beat up the poor transvestite cousin in the funeral home? Like,
You know, or not gay, transvestite. It was J. Edgar Hoover,
it's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
dressed up like a wore women's clothes. And
Yeah.
most transvestites are straight.
Hey, they're comfy. What can I say?
This guy was not straight. This guy was like a boomerang.
I don't like that his name
He was
Kyle,
curved.
and I
He kept
think he was
coming back to you. I mean,
I don't.
That's also
what?
not.
Somebody left a comment a little while ago. They said, "Damn man, my friend was born gay and they wish they could like girls."
that's not something that's hard to change.
Oh
Yes,
my
it
god!
is.
Wait, that
If
Wings.
you're born
it's
gay and wish you
It's
could like
impossible
girls,
to change. You
That's
can't
the
go.
thing.
So you would
gay.
never have that desire then.
See, Wings, you obviously have never watched Brokeback Mountain.
but I haven't. I have not seen that.
It's a good movie. You should watch it.
But I just don't see how a guy that can want to like girls not be able to like girls. It's not like the girls are against you liking them.
Because you can't, bro. Do you like what food don't you like?
No,
not
this
like
is
any
easier
food.
than food. Wings.
I'm looking at it like this way. I'm looking at it this way. If my pants rub me the wrong way, I can get a high hard one. So him thinking about Justin Timberlake or like Leonardo DiCaprio bent over a toilet or some shit while he's trying to get it on with his girlfriend or his supposed mate.
Hey, Wings. Would you
Yes.
make Paintball Kitty? Would you ring her up there?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But you would never have that desire then.
I think
To
we need
have
a gay
sex with a
person.
guy?
Like for example, like I don't like salad, but I wish I did.
Man, I love salad. How can you not? You ever put
I
oil
don't
and
understand.
vinegar on
No,
it?
but I'm saying, like, I'll look at the salad and be like, damn, I wish I liked that. It looks so good. But I just can't eat it.
Well, I have a feeling that the guy who said his friend wishes he was straight is probably like in an area that's not too friendly to gays.
So he's
Probably.
probably in Conway, South Carolina.
I mean,
So-
if he grew up in a city that was totally, completely open and fine with gays, then why would he even want to?
So they're trying to disguise it, like cover it up.
Kitty, what's your take on this? Born gay?
I don't know. Like, I mean, the whole thing. I mean, for people who don't know most situations, yes, I am married, but until my husband, I was always with women. Like, and I didn't choose to be. I had a very wealthy, traditional British upbringing. But it's not like I, woke up one day and was like, you know what? I want to go get me some boobs. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just, I found myself attracted to girls and not guys. And that's just how it was.
Well, why is it that gay women never seem to be as dedicated to their gayness, for lack of a better term, right? Like, gay guys, they're with only guys. Gay women always seem to stray back.
Well,
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
That's a
Go
very
ahead.
chasing Amy approach to it.
Yeah, exactly. I am married, but my husband.
So when did that
knows
change?
what my preferences are, and he's fine with it. He doesn't, there's nothing sordid. He doesn't want to be involved or anything. He knows I still chase tail. He's fine with it because I love him as a person, and yes, I am, sexually attracted to him or whatever. But if someone, some cute redhead struts in front of me, I ain't turning that down.
Well, you're gonna grab you a handful, get you a pinch.
But when
you
did
don't
that
call
change?
yourself
Like,
bi
when did
at
that
this
change
point?
come? When did that change come to? Like, in the whole, how you felt towards
it wasn't even-
men and women.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weird for me because I'd never been attracted to a guy, ever.
That's what I'm saying. And it just out of just him, for some reason, you just.
It just happened. Like, and, I guess at the start, I was never really sexually attracted to him. That did come. But I'm still, my husband knows this. Thank God he's not here listening because it's cringe. If my husband was in front of me and just some drop-dead gorgeous brunette, I would probably still choose the woman for sex. But my
think the
husband
more-
is the one I want to come home to.
I think the more progressive take on sexuality is you like what you like in the moment. So if you wake up one day and for whatever reason, if you weren't attracted to one particular gender and then you just don't question it. You're attracted to them. And that's that.
Just happens. There's nothing, you can't stop it. You can't control it or whatever. It's just.
But are you completely disagreeing with the notion that girls seem to be, like, gay women tend to be pretty much bi and gay men tend to be pretty much gay?
It depends. Like, this is going to sound.
I
so
disagree
bad.
with that.
Yeah, exactly. There's groups of girls that are just there to try it out. There's groups of girls who, maybe like me, have a husband. Did I ever think I'd have a husband? Hell no. I was a bouncer in, like, a gay club for years. I was very much in, I guess you would say, the lesbian scene or whatever. Because there were so few places that we could do that in England. I mean, bear in mind, when I was, going through college in England, you could still be fired for being gay, and I was. It's a fairly new thing in England that if you're openly gay or whatever, you can continue your job. I was fired from, I was basically given a week to hand in my resignation or I would be let go. So I think it's probably a bit different in England to some states in America. For instance, Hutch, I know where you are, it's a lot more open there. But wings,
Oh my God, LA.
yeah, maybe not.
No. See, homosexuals don't last long down here. Here in Texas, no.
Oh no.
That's
no.
That unfortunately gives the South a bad reputation when it comes to general IQ.
Yeah,
I'm not
but it
saying
also
you're
doesn't create
clearly
lot
a
of gay
smart
clubs either.
individual. Kyle's clearly a smart individual, but that unfortunately the South in general is typecasted a lot, or not typecast, but stereotyped a lot as just being a few decades behind.
Yeah, it's because
I'm
of religion.
curious, Hutch. When
It's
you
real religious down here.
when you look at the South, do you lump in North Carolina just like you would South and Alabama?
Right up to Virginia, Woody.
I'm not asking you.
Yeah, damn it.
I think south when I think North Carolina.
All right. Yeah, because you're actually off target there, right? Like, we've had tons of migration. Virginia, North Carolina, they're both blue states at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's all those. The other thing too, Woody, is that there's a classification of gay women called a 5-star lesbian. Have you ever heard of this, Kitty?
No, I haven't.
Or you can also call it a gold member lesbian. It means that you've never been with a guy. It's like a badge of honor. If you're a 5-star lesbian.
That's pretty funny. But then we used to, before I met Devon and everything, we did used to laugh at the girls who would go with the guys, and then they'd hook up with the girl who had the shaved head and used to, use the strap on or whatever. We're like, can't you get a guy? Are you just like, And we did used to laugh at the girls who would come in and go with a guy and then come back and stuff. But,
I never understood that. Why do some people, like, they'll be gay and they'll go, like, with lesbians, for example, they'll go after a chick that tries to act just like a guy.
I mean, I think it's all personal preference. I think people delve into it a little deep sometimes. Like, sometimes you're just attracted to somebody and you don't really understand why, you just are. I mean, for me, I guess I've never gone for a butch girl. I've never gone for a girl who looked like a guy. But that's me. Someone else might kind of like that, that kind of almost like gender bending type appearance.
I just thought that always like went against the whole purpose of why you would be attracted to the same sex, Well,
I mean, it depends. I mean, like, again, some women will go for the butch. They'll try and be a man. They'll look like a man. And they're almost bordering on trans. And some chicks like that. Other chicks like, I mean, let's take my ex-girlfriend, Rachel. She was very feminine. She had, long brunette hair. She had nice knockers and, really nice slender figure and stuff like that. She was very, very much a girl. But then I have seen other girls who were in a couple both that, could be from the side or whatever, look like guys.
It could be pheromones that does it.
I don't know.
What?
Pheromones, like when a guy sweats, it naturally attracts females. It's just the way animals do each other. Like, it's the way animals mate in the wild. They're pheromones. Like, you could be attracted to like the female pheromone, and that's why they go after a female that dresses like a guy.
It's all pretty simple. You like what you like.
Yeah,
I got a question for you, Hutch.
There's no reason for it. You just like it.
I just stopped questioning. Like, if I was attracted to someone, I was attracted to them. I never really questioned it. I just always went for women. Now, the confusion came when I felt, I was in a relationship with Devon. That's when the confusion came. And that's when my parents...
Did that feel weird to you then? Were you like, whoa?
Very, very, very weird. In fact, like, the stereotypical speech you expect from your parents coming out, right? Okay, well, I never got that. My parents knew. They were just like, yeah, we've known for years. We've known you've been, with Lucy Ray or whatever, And, but when I approached the situation of, I've actually been with a guy for about 6 months now, and I'd like you to meet him. My mum was like, is this like, a girl who's like really butch? Is it, what do you call them, like a cross-dresser or something? I'm like, no, Mum, it's a guy. She burst into tears, like completely. Like the speech you'd expect for coming out, I got that when I was dating a guy.
Wow.
I got sex talk at 22. The pregnancy thing. It's mad.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
I got a question for Hutch. I asked this on last week. If you had a choice, Hutch, and you had to get a blowjob, would you rather a transsexual guy that dressed as a girl, or would you rather a girl with a full beard?
I mean, I'm not attracted to men, so I would take a girl with a full beard.
That's what I said. I was like, no fucking question, dude. What are you talking to me? Why?
I didn't see what was. I thought you was gonna add more twist to it. There's
no twist to it. I mean, you ever see some of these transsexuals? They look gorgeous.
Have you seen Horror Alley on Machinima Respawn?
No.
It's a street that it's like a 5-block radius where it's all transsexuals. Everywhere. Anybody walking on the street just assume that there's a transsexual.
Scene hitters?
Yep.
Is that why you guys film there or near there so often?
Well, we go there because it's right outside your studio. It's usually when we don't have time to set something up.
You know, it's funny, Hutch. I was asking Kyle earlier if he gets noticed a lot in public. He said like 5 times. Well, you said 5 times ever, right? Or 5 times like on a daily basis?
I usually get, when I get noticed, it's usually at gun stores and stuff. So yeah, I've been noticed probably about, I'm thinking like in the last 2 months, maybe 5 times.
Do you get that a lot, Hutch? Being like, because you come out right out the building.
Not in LA. When I go up north, a lot, like in San Francisco and like my hometown. But in LA, it's like there's fucking actors that walk around, and no, I don't really get noticed down here.
You ever had like a childhood friend like that you haven't seen for years find you on YouTube and be like, oh shit?
Not a childhood friend, but a buddy that I used to work with way back in the day. Me and him were really cool with, and then he texted me he like messaged my YouTube and was like, holy shit, I can't believe. Like I saw people talking about Hutch on a forum and I couldn't believe that it was actually you.
Yeah, it's funny because like sometimes I mess with my boys. Like I'll be hanging out with them and they got PS3 and they'll be on the Xbox and they'll throw in the like Black Ops and I'll be playing. And I'll be like, yo, don't you know you playing with NASA 1 right now? And they'll be like, they just be joking on me with that. Because, you know, you always got fans that be like, man, I wish I could just hang out with you one day. You know what I mean?
I got recognized off my voice alone once. I was walking around work, and the guy knew that I had worked at like a Fortune 500 company, and he knew I worked with computers, so he was wondering if he worked with me. And the way my campus is, like if you work on a different floor, then you don't even know anybody on that floor. So me and my friend Dan, who will someday be on the podcast, went to another floor to like have some privacy and just walk and talk. And he heard my voice, and he's like, "This is gonna sound crazy, but are you Woody's gamer tag?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I watch your videos." And he was like, "I thought maybe you worked here because of the state and the technology." And yes, that's how it went down.
You ever feel embarrassed telling people that? Because sometimes I feel weird, like with people like in my real regular life to be like, "Yeah, I do YouTube." Like, you know, oh yeah, I make Call of Duty videos on YouTube. Or you just completely content with like with everybody. You're just like, "Oh yeah, I make videos on YouTube. I'm Woody's gamer tag."
Embarrassed? No, not so much. I'm mostly just trying to come off like here's my objective in the whole thing. One,
because you know what I mean. Like, because some people might be like, "Oh wow, you do that," you know.
No, I'm not embarrassed. I'm usually just trying to get back to what I was doing and leave a positive impression. Like that's all I want.
I fucking love that shit. I was on a date like 4 months ago, something like that, and this guy, we went to the movie theater, and like a month before, the guy at the concession stand immediately recognized me and went, "What's up, Hutch? What can I get for you today?" And I was like, "Oh, what's going on, dude?" And blah blah. We made conversation, and then I went to the movies like with this girl like a month later, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope that guy." I hope that guy is working so that I can get recognized in front of this girl that I'm like trying to impress. And like I got into the line and I saw him and I specifically got in his line even though it was longer, so that as I walked up to the front counter he would be like, "What's up, Hutch?" and like right in front of her, and it would work out in my favor.
Did it?
Yeah, she was like she was like sincerely impressed. I was like, sweet. Tipping the odds in my favor.
I can picture Hutch walking down the street just slapping hands with random people now.
Like, yeah.
It's like that at trade shows, but it would be like that for all of you guys, for like Woody and Kyle. And
I got recognized at the Halo thing.
I went to an MLG event for Halo, and I got recognized a lot. Like, there was one guy. He had a World of Warcraft box, but the box was like oversized. It was like 2.5 feet tall, and I just struck up a conversation with him. Like, "What do you got there?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a box." I'm like, "It's a big box." He's like, "Yeah, I was getting autographs on it from all the major players." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then I walked away, and he like chased me down. He's like, "Wait! Are you Woody's gamer tag?" And he had me sign the box and stuff. So. Yeah, I don't know. I get recognized a dozen times.
It's usually a little weird for me because I'm usually in a crowd of people who like don't know anything about what's going on. So like I was at the gun store maybe a month ago buying a gun, and I'm sitting there filling out the paperwork, and this guy just comes up and like nudges right next to me. And I noticed he's getting a little close, and I was kind of like, "What's this guy want?" And like we all have guns on, you know. It's like the old West. I'm like, "What the fuck's he doing?" He goes, "Hey man." I'm like, "Yo, what's up? I love your gold AK." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." Just like, He just kind of smiles and nods and walks away. It's just weird. I don't know.
I'm just waiting to. I'm wondering which one of us is going to be the first one to get a stalker.
It'll be me. I've already got death threats.
Yeah, what's a stalker?
Well, a stalker is somebody like sits out your house.
Oh, well, that's
And
not
like-
going to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's
tough.
not gonna happen.
I've had people write me letters, like they've hunted down my address and they've written me letters. I've had guys, call me on the phone, like ask, what is gamer tag there? I've had people locate my address and post like Google Maps images of my house on websites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are
Not
some of
only
the
that-
downsides.
Not only do I not consider it a downside, I encourage you motherfuckers to stalk me. I've always wondered if I could throw a rock through a windshield from my porch. Please.
We actually had to get rid of our landline. Like, we no longer have one now. Me and my husband just run things just with paintball. And, technically, paintball's a really small community. Like, everyone knows everyone. And we had, like, some kid would send me letters all the time. And he'd obviously got hold of our phone number. And he'd obviously given it out to loads of his friends. And we kept getting all these calls. And it'd be something stupid. Like, we'd come home to the answer machine and be like, yo, I've got $200. Which gun shall I get? And it would just be like hundreds of these messages every day. Like, we ended up just getting it like disconnected.
I made the mistake of getting my MSN out when I was really, really early, and then people came back and seen it on the long tail. I had to shut my MSN account down.
Yeah, that's why I try to protect things like
My Skype. I protect my Skype like it's like a virgin on prom night.
Yeah, dude, I don't want anybody fucking with my Skype. I have to block maybe 3 or 4 people a week to guess it, but usually nobody.
Oh,
It
God.
Really,
It'd be so
Everyone-
easy to guess my Skype too.
Mine's guessable too. I have 204 contact requests I haven't even looked at yet. I just, it's spam. It says 204 up in the corner. I just ignore it. Pretty much, like, you have to find another way to tell me that you sent me a contact request so that we can, work it out.
I don't know. I try
it's
not
funny-
to get big head about the whole thing, though. I never want to be at that point where I'm like walking around like, "Hey, don't you know who I am?" and like being serious about it. I don't want to be that douchebag.
Me and Nanners were talking about this today, and actually, our talk was about money, and I made the point that it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, you could lump like notoriety, or if you want to call this fame, then you can call it that. We'll call it that for the sake of this conversation. But I made the point that no matter what, doesn't matter what kind of person you are, how strong your ideals are or principles are, you're going to reach a certain point where it will influence you as a person. Like, either for the better, for the worse, or for something different, but it will influence you. There's no way. I mean, I can say until I'm blue in the face, like, I'm still going to be the same person, man. And like, I think I largely am, but you can't not be fundamentally changed by a situation like this. None of us are the same as when we were before we started any of this.
Yeah, because I mean, even rich people always thinking about getting more money. They're
I
all
consider
money. A
myself
lot of them are money driven
Yeah,
too.
I'm about the same too. Like, I
Like
don't
you
know what
got,
you're talking
there's
about.
people who got like billions of dollars who just still want to keep making more money than they'll ever spend in their whole lifetime.
Like, so
I
hold
don't
on,
thi-
Hutch.
I don't-
Like there are little things about me that are different. Like, for example, I'm a little more guarded in certain situations. When I meet somebody in the community, I worry that they use me. But that doesn't mean I'm different. It just means, that I'm kind of a little wiser.
It's just more stuff you got to be alert about.
Yeah.
A lot of people are trying to use me. Like I don't know.
Well,
That's how it goes.
I don't think that I'm not trying to imply that you're going to be corrupted, because I think that's the place where people immediately go when I say something like that. I am
How much
saying
does corrupt pay?
My skin's a little thicker.
Some of
Like,
you might be corrupted, but I will say that you can't be in a position where you have an audience of hundreds of thousands of people and not be at least a little bit fundamentally changed.
I think we talked about this tonight. I'm like, I don't think I could ever walk away from this, even if I couldn't make money off it anymore, because it feel like I'd losing a part of myself. I wouldn't have, 10,000 people on Twitter who I could talk to at any given time of the day if I was bored.
Yeah, it's not going away. Like you'd really have to You'd have to like fuck a 12-year-old girl and hang a black man to lose the audience that you have right now. Like,
I was asking
you
what
really have to put effort into fucking this.
All right, wait a minute. Can I fuck the 12-year-old girl and not hang the black man and keep everything?
Oh,
Wait.
God.
Kyle likes his girls with the nose runny.
Well, wait. No, Hutch would know. Hutch, what's the answer?
Say that again?
He had a pedophile question, and we figured since you're here...
Yeah, can I fuck the 12-year-old girl? Can I fuck the 12-year-old girl and instead of hanging a black man, actually donate to the United Negro College Fund and still keep my audience?
Oh, my God.
I think FPS Russia could do that, but not
Hutch
Kyle.
does young girls.
God. Jesus.
Oh, man.
No.
That's it, like them young.
Hutch, I was asking Woody earlier. You think when it's time you ever decide to stop YouTube, you think you'll be able to just stop, or you'll be like at your house like the next week or two, like missing it?
I think, this is like a really cool starting point in my life. I want to work in the games industry. If that means eventually on the development side, that'd be cool. I don't know. If that means something different, I'm not sure. I'm definitely firmly planted where I am right now, but I'd say that, I don't know about you guys. I'd like to ask you guys the same question, but I am a lot more reluctant to be as transparent as I was before. There was fucking no holds barred whatsoever whenever I would talk about anything, and now I don't need as much attention as I used to. I used to watch all my videos after I posted them, and really read the comments a lot, and now I don't know. I never really watch Respawn episodes after they've already been posted. If I participate in something, it's really easy for me to just walk away and let it run its course without me checking up on it or anything.
And now,
I find that as far as the comments go, I find that detaching myself from them is a much healthier thing to do.
Yeah, you kind of have to at this point, because you drive yourself batshit crazy after a while.
I get good ratings. Like we've talked about ratings before. My last video's got 40,000 up and 150 down. So it's obvious that not that many people dislike me, but 150 people were still there that didn't like what they saw. They were like, "Fuck this cocksucker." And if you read the comments, it's there. And I'll literally, the video before last, it's got 12,000 comments on it. I read all of them. And that's not healthy. I can't do that.
Man,
it's a really good way it's a really good way to interact with people that watch your videos without necessarily, because if you make it public, I'm not really paying as much attention to comments anymore, then people might say that, people might spin that and be like, well, you're turning your back on us. Well, a really good way to interact with people and have fun and truly have fun with all this again is playing with subscribers. Because I've been doing that every night for the last 2 weeks, and I'm happy as a really not for me.
I've been doing that shit for 12 months.
You're kind of mean to your subs though.
Yeah, you're kind of. Let's face it, Wings. You're kind of an asshole. All right, let's just be honest.
I'm a big asshole, and if you think I'm an asshole online, you should meet me in real life.
Yeah. If that thing happens tomorrow, I'm gonna come up there this weekend and shoot that 50 cal.
All right.
As far as the people disliking your videos, I stopped taking it personally, and it's not even a reaction to my video. I have a nice example. I recently put one up, gaming for sick kids, right? And this guy wants to do two things. One, a direct donation. He's already raised nearly $1,000 for it in one day, based on me helping him. And he'd also like to get a machinima partnership and take all the proceeds and donate it towards gaming for sick kids. And like it said in the video, I'll try and go through this quickly. I was kind of going to let it slide. I get these opportunities all the time, people telling me to promote this or that, even if they're good causes. I don't want to do one every day. But this is the particular one that saved Iron My Respect's life when he was first born. And it kind of hit home, so I backed it and we did whatever. That video has, I'll go look, has 200 dislikes. There's nothing wrong with that video, right? That video is purely good. but it has 200 dislikes. Some guys just hard scope my channel and click on dislike, and it's hard to take that personally.
Those are
I
the
just
same
think-
guys that didn't like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic because all the girls liked him.
Didn't you say that last week?
He said that a couple weeks ago, and it was kind of a really good point. You know, and it was him. Wings was saying, you know, he had a thing against Leonardo DiCaprio when Titanic came out, and now he looks at Leonardo DiCaprio and says, you know what, he's a pretty darn good actor. And
Dude,
it was
fucking
just
Leonardo is the shit, man.
yeah, I like.
He's him and Will Smith are my two favorites.
Yeah, but as a
They
ninth
picked
grade, I was
good
envious.
Yeah, he was envious in ninth grade. So, you know, the guy's clicking downvote on, you know, helping sick kids and gathering hot money for this charitable organization. It's like, all right, it's hard to take downvote seriously anymore when it's going to be like that.
I just counted that a lot of people have colds and they're sneezing when they're going for the like button.
I'd like to think that.
I mean, what's changed about me? Let's use the podcast for example. On Painkiller episode 1, I was winging it. In this episode, I'm thinking about how can I get better guests? How can I keep it flowing? Can I get more than one guest? Can we integrate calling system into it? Can we add a fourth member to traffic calls? I'm trying to make
audio quality.
improve
something we need
audio
to do.
quality.
We went robot a couple times tonight.
Yeah, we got to
And-
do that. I think we
Dude.
got to just change our platform altogether. We can't be using
Absolutely.
Skype.
I want this thing to sound like the Howard Stern show, right? I want people to think that it sounds outstanding, and it's not file size issue. I mean, when
Buy a dedicated phone line.
maybe that's what we need to do.
We
I don't
have,
know.
when we do the radio shows on TechPB, we have a dedicated conference line. But you have to get a good provider for it, like if you're going to have over like more than 3 people in the call.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if my phones aren't as good as I want them to be, you know, I have an IP phone and a cell phone. I mean, which one of those sounds like Howard Stern?
We got to kind of find a happy medium because Painkiller already is great. I don't want all my eggs in this basket. Like, I don't want to have to like sell my house, move up there near Woody, so we can like sit around a table and have like a little office here to do one show a week.
Oh, come on, that'd be fun.
But I want it to get better and better and hopefully catch attention to somebody else. Like, eventually somebody will notice this because it even caught us by surprise when we're the number 2 podcast on Podbean now. Like, we didn't even realize that. I had no clue.
Yeah, this thing, it's gotten
It's
somewhere.
gotten pretty big. It's nice.
Yeah, so anyway, I like Wings, you know, we're all thinking about how we can make this thing better than it used to be. You know, I want to take it to the next level. When I take this thing and put it on iTunes, I know the quality is not going to be where I want it to be. It's not going to be as good as Adam Carolla's podcast. I want it to be.
Fuck Adam Carolla.
Because we're better than Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla's really, I like his stuff. But, you know, I
saw him
don't...
blow up some dog shit one time. That was great.
You know what's the best podcast on iTunes?
What's that?
The
Anybody? Anybody want to guess?
Painkiller
The
already?
Moth.
What's my favorite podcast on iTunes?
Dan, the Savage Lovecast.
No, I know what you're talking about. That's like a alternative sexuality podcast, right?
I love that thing, yeah.
Yeah. No, mine is This American Life is so good.
I like it. It's long and there's reruns. But it's good.
I paid for the app. Like, I'll pay for the episodes to download them on my phone. It's like that podcast and this podcast like got me through a 6 or 7 hour drive up north and a 6 or 7 hour drive back. Like, it made it just fly because I was interested.
You've never heard of The Moth, have you?
No, I've never.
Oh my gosh, you're missing out. So I like This American Life also.
You're promoting competition.
Dude, no. So the Moth,
The Moth is the target.
Hold on.
I
They're about 10
like
minutes
Kotaku.
long.
Whatever.
They're about 10 minutes long, and it's people who are storytellers. And most of them are amateurs, but every now and again there'll be like someone you've heard of before, like Colin Quinn or something. And they sit there and they tell these stories in 10 or 15 minutes, and they're amazingly good. I like This American Life, but I sit there and save the moths like they were desserts.
Yeah, I'm the same way about This American Life. I don't get bored ever listening to them. I never feel like they drag on. I'm bummed when they end.
Yeah. Try it. The moth.
And I think we could actually capture some of this moth flavor if we could get to the point where we had somebody where we could bring guests in. Like, for example, like if people could call into the show and we had somebody there to screen them so we wouldn't get, guys going like, oh my God, Woody's gamer tag! People that had genuine stories.
I think we've got a good thing going on right now because I love when like me and Woody are having a really serious discussion and we're like, well, yeah, I mean, it's not really a life choice. It's just the way you're born. And Thompson Wings comes in with Alexander Great was a fag.
That don't sound that hick now.
He loves the cock.
What was I going to say?
I love Wings' accent. When he gets mad, it just makes me chuckle.
Which mad do you like? Do you like the death metal mad, or do you like just the...
I don't know, your accent, it just makes me chuckle. I'm sorry,
Wings, would you call me back
It's awesome.
That you never seen their face right off the back, and when you finally did, like you were like, whoa! Like it just surprised the hell out of you.
X-Cal.
Pyro Puncher.
I don't think any of us expected. I thought X-Cal would die.
I didn't expect Pyro Puncher to be like a 5'4" guy with a lazy eye. I expected him to be like a 6 foot red-haired guy.
I had seen Pyro Puncher on Facebook before I saw him on this video. So
He doesn't. Why does he have to have a lazy eye, man? I didn't know.
Because he does.
It's just not.
That's like, why do I have to be fat? Because I am.
Paul doesn't have a lazy eye. What are you talking about?
He does. His left eye's lazy.
No, it's not.
I think everybody has almost a lazy eye.
Look at it again, Hutch.
Well, look at it right now.
The guy who has the voice that doesn't match the face, he's a smaller commentator, gassy Mexican. Like, he has this really deep, chocolatey voice, and he's this, 6'1", twiggy, pasty Mexican guy. Like, he's really pale for a Mexican, and he's just got this, he's I hope he's not listening. He's going to kill me. But, yeah, his voice just doesn't match.
See, I get that a lot. A lot of people say my voice, they think I'm like some little, small, skinny kid, and then when they see me, I'm like a bigger, bald dude with a heavy beard, you know what I mean? They're like, what?
Oh, man.
There are a lot of guys who think I'm black. And I'm like, really?
You know who that is? That's white kids who have literally never hung out with a black guy before.
I just never understood the concept of somebody saying you sound black.
I never
understood
that. When I run into a black guy,
a bassier kind
of... Some people say fist. Some people say fist sounds black.
He doesn't.
Not to me, no.
No, he just only use me Blade. I
Mark
never thought only use me Blade.
The Game 360.
I thought, that's someone I could say, honestly, I thought use me Blade was black.
Mark J's black?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he sounds black.
Yeah.
People always say, "Oh, NASA, I thought you were black," and I'm like, "Why?" Because I talk like I'm from New
J
York.
Ain't no black. Come on now.
Mark of J is black.
Yes, he is.
See, I always thought he was white.
Seen Mark J?
Never seen Mark J.
Yeah,
it's on his Skype.
His Skype's got Ryu. No, I don't have him on Skype. I got him on Twitter.
I'm looking at Pyro's face, and he does not have a lazy left eye.
I love the Hutch has been examining Pyro's eye. Oh man,
Woody, remember that black guy that had the perfect storm voice, like the quiet storm voice before the game came out?
No,
it was like right when we got Black Ops. We ran into this guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I wanted to add him as a friend. He declined me.
That was the guy that I told him, I'm rarely made to feel like a 10-year-old girl based on the high pitch of my voice. Like that guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That guy, he sounded like the guy from the Green Mile.
Oh, man, he'd be like some slow jams with your boy Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah.
I tried to take it back, but it was too late.
I have a deeper than average voice, and this guy just made me look like I hadn't hit puberty. He was funny.
Oh, I don't know if a guy has a voice like that, I want to be his friend. Distinctly, it's like I need to be your friend.
So I have this theory that everyone. Wait. Let me go next. I have this theory that everyone is some percent gay, right? Like, you know, if you were 100% straight, you probably wouldn't like guys.
You say you wouldn't watch porno, right?
Yeah, well, you would only watch like, you know, girl only porn because you're 100% straight. But, you know, you prefer a little guy in your porn, you might be 2% gay. You know, not so much that you're attracted to men, but just partially gay.
I can feel that because I can't watch lesbian porn, but I can watch heterosexual porn.
Yeah. So when you say this deep voice makes you totally want to be his friend, I'm like, yeah, he might be 10% gay.
Well, wait, is that really true though? Because isn't the reason why porno turns you on is because you imagine it happening to you? So in that context, I don't think that it's a homosexual thing to like watching a guy just fucking absolutely wreck the shit out of a girl. Like that's.
You just had a wings of redemption moment.
I fucking love it.
I like that.
No, but I'm telling you, you know, if you're watching his unit go in and out, and that's like part of the turn on.
Yeah, it's because you're thinking to yourself, man, I wish that was my unit going in and out.
Well, I'm
That's
going to go with
why
this.
it's awesome.
If I ever marry somebody, it's not going to be an American girl for probably a real good chance about that. Because I just don't like American girls' voices in general. That makes sense. I'd probably go for a Canadian girl.
The novelty of an accent wears off, though. I dated a girl one time, and I was super turned on for a few reasons. One, she was black. Two, she was older than me. She was 31 and I was 23. And three, she had a UK accent. She was from England. And all these novelties like made it just for this huge turn on because it was a bunch of firsts for me. And then after like 2 or 3 months, it's like, nope, they I assure you that people from England have the same idiosyncrasies that every other human beings do.
I'm not saying they're better people. I'm saying I'm more attracted to that to a person with a unique voice. I'm not saying American girls can't have unique voice, but
Canadian accents and Irish accents.
Like a Canadian girl. I'd see myself marrying a Canadian girl.
I want to find a girl that's got the same accent as Shaggy does.
Like,
oh my god! Really? Are you kidding me?
Like,
that kind
I'm not
of
That's
sure
awesome.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know exactly where Shaggy's from, but if I can find a
It's
female
like
version,
going to sound extremely bad, but Kyle's going to have a girl.
Like, hey, you want to go out to
the
eat
belt
tonight? And
made
she'll
out
be
of
like, yeah.
all caps.
I want a full-on Japanese girl that doesn't speak a word of English.
You can find Hutch, the reason I'm telling you don't take a girl to Japan is I used to work for a guy named Francis Snook, and everybody called him Frank. He was 45. He's about 300
Who is
pounds.
this Kenzie baby in the fucking?
I know, I saw that. Kenzie baby is hilarious.
That's like the fourth time.
Kenzie's
She's
awesome.
on Huppet all the time. She's really funny. She's beautiful, and she comes to almost every podcast.
And basically, he goes to Japan and he gets laid. He's a 45-year-old foreman that's big as I am, and he gets laid because he's about 6'3". Because he says you go over there, you intimidate them so much, and the females just flock to it.
You know what it is? Short women like tall men, and tall men like short women.
You know
Like,
that's right.
well, there's
I'd like
always
to have a
there's
girl
always
about 5'4".
exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule, but every girl that I've ever dated has been about 5'2", 5'3", and I'm 6'3", almost 6'4". That's just how it's always gone.
Would you date a girl that's taller than you?
Totally.
Like way taller than you?
Depends on her teeth.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, it'd be kind of extreme for you. 'cause way taller than you, she would have to be like,
Wings.
she'd have to be probably like 6'10" or something like that.
Wings,
Hold on.
if Wings would date a girl who was taller than him, and his response is, it depends on her teeth. Now, does anyone else see the psychotic nature to that response?
Well, there's a reason behind that. I used to know a girl named Shelby, and she was almost as tall as I am. She was probably taller than me. She was probably about, pushing 6'5", and she had a smoking body. She had legs, that went all the way out. but she opened her mouth. She had the most rotten teeth you'd ever see in your fucking life.
Oh god!
And the first time I see a girl about as tall as me, I'd be wanting to see her teeth because they would remind me of her.
And Kitty, I don't want to hear you complain about anybody's teeth. I know where you hail
No,
from.
you know, I didn't know about this whole
Yeah,
British thing
dude.
until I came over here. I was like, what the hell are people calling me a snaggletooth for all the time? I don't get it. And it wasn't until I came over here I knew. I can understand why. The dentistry in England is horrible.
Did you see that video I sent out about the gorilla standing upright today?
That was really cool. The gorilla.
Yeah, but that made me think about it. The host was a British lady, and she had snaggle teeth all on the bottom.
She had some rough teeth, man.
There are people in England that just look like a horse's mouth has been kind of just put there.
Look, teeth are pretty important. I take care of my teeth. I'd like someone who takes care of theirs.
I mean, you ain't got to have movie star teeth now. Like, I could deal with a little snaggle tooth, but your teeth's got to be there.
Oh my god.
That's a requirement.
Excuse me
now-
whilst I mute my mic to laugh.
Now, down here in the South, that ain't exactly guaranteed. All right, just saying.
A couple more years, I might be a little bit more open to like false teeth or maybe bridges and dentures.
Exactly. Now, first thing I like to do when I meet a young lady is grab hold of her front choppers and give them a good shake. If it come loose, I ain't down. All right?
Oh my god.
That's something you need to, you get that shit straightened out right away, because I ain't, ain't no fucking dental bond going in there or nothing. That shit get on your cock, it'd give you a burn. No. Wings, you're driving me crazy, man. Everyone, I love your fucking stories and the way it ends up. Like, when we talk about something fucking completely innocent, like tall women, and it ends up, I quit.
It's part of my lovable personality. I mean,
Oh, man.
Like when you tune into PKA, I don't know if anyone else has this, but you're thinking in the back of your mind, what's Wings gonna say today? Like that's half the beauty of it.
Yeah, I love it. Like the best thing you can do that for entertainment purposes, dual commentaries with Wings, but you don't really need a dual commentary. You just need a setup, man, for Wings. You just be like, Wings, so what do you think about Bangladesh these days? And Wings will be like,
oh my
fuck
god.
Wings will be
You
like,
don't want to know what I just
fuck
thought
people on the
about.
North Pole.
What I think about Bangladesh. I think about a picture I was shown before, and it showed a bunch of guys at the club with like white, wife beaters on, holding gold chains up with like gold teeth in their mouth. And then it showed a picture of Bangladesh on the left side of them. There was some math in between there.
There you go. Perfect example.
Wings.
Yeah.
I think that for your diet program, you should set a goal weight for yourself. And if you reach that goal, like people from YouTube all set up a fundraiser. And if you reach that goal, then everybody pitches in, X amount of money who chooses to participate to fly you to Las Vegas and have sex with the most beautiful hooker at the Bunny Ranch. And I think we could line that up too.
I think we need one of those funds for me
And-
as well.
I think there should be a wingman there
Hey, don't
to
miss me out.
take pictures, not of the actual act, but just like thumbs up afterwards with like a sweaty brow with like a girl around her arm.
Oh man.
No. Nay. Hold on. Fucking 3 girls, the 3 most beautiful women at the Bunny Ranch.
You're gonna
We have a
really like my
fundraiser.
next video, then, Hutch.
Hutch. Are
Do you have
sure
sex
3?
with a hooker in
Because
your-
I've given this some thought here. I see 2 as being 4 times as good as 1, but 3 being not as good as 2.
3's too many. 2's okay. 3's.
Hold on, let me get this. Let me get this out right here. I want to get her
You guys
name
out
right.
of your mind?
Yeah, I don't see what the third one's for.
All right.
Yeah, it's just somebody
To
who's
put your
neglected.
P in their V. I don't understand.
That's what 1 is for.
All right.
2
right
is
now,
to put her T on your B's, and then where's
Oh
the
my
third
God.
one come in?
PKA
Wait, what's your T and
put
what's
the TO on the AU.
I don't.
I've totally lost track of what these letters stand for.
I,
Can we
I'm
get a
just-
translator in the Skype chat, please? 'Cause I'm
Right
not-
now,
Do I even have a T?
Yes, it's in your mouth.
I know exactly what to do with the third one. Just throwing that out there.
Me too. But, like I've been throwing this over my head. Like I was doing Tai Bo as my cardio, but I figured Tai Bo was beating my ass.
Oh my god, you got to make YouTube videos of you doing Tai Bo.
I went down to some pussy shit right here. I went down to Leslie Simone's Walk It Home, Walk Away Your Waistline. I swear to God, this shit almost put me in the hospital.
He's not joking either. He messaged us. He's like, damn, that Leslie Simone is kicking my ass. And I was like, who the fuck is Leslie Simone?
Oh my god!
And I was thinking about setting the camera up and showing me do a session of walking home.
Oh
Dude,
my god!
Dude, let me come up there.
With the passing out on the floor.
I think that was Woody laughing, actually.
Yeah, that was Woody. Like, let me come up there with my camera, and like FPS Rush will watch you do that for a while, and then he'll be like,
"Get back in, it's starting up. Hold up."
You're like, "This is bullshit. You need to be outside carrying logs. You're gonna have to get outside and do some running."
Not in the next week or two.
Do you want to tell everybody how much weight you've lost already? Because I was really impressed.
Around 50 pounds.
Oh my god, that's awesome,
First
dude.
month.
That's awesome. That's like Christian Bale status.
Yeah.
The doctor
You just
said
added
the
like 5
pounds,
more years to your life.
the doctor said the first 100 pounds are going to come off probably the first 2 or 3 months because I was so big. And he said after you hit about 300 pounds, then it's going to be a slow progression. Because he put me on these speed pills, basically. He said, we're going to keep you on these for the first 2 months, so we got to get you down to a healthy weight. And then we can work with you better. But we can't do nothing outside with the albatrosses this week, Kyle. All this working out is giving me hemorrhoids.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't push so hard when you're going number 2, man. You're gonna burst some vessels down there.
It's either that or an anal fissure. I haven't decided yet.
Well, I'm not going to be helping you figure it out. I promise you that.
Oh my god.
You
I went
guys
to
want to
get a
hear?
drink. I came back at the wrong time.
You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
As
I'm a
long as
little
it doesn't
nervous.
avoid hemorrhoids or anal fissures.
I can't promise you. That
Look, people have to click that they're 18 or over to get in this
Yeah.
room. We're good. We're covered.
I didn't have to click that. I was just thrown in here.
I don't know if y'all know, I'm a very open person with my life.
Go ahead, Hutch. Let's hear your story.
I had a hemorrhoid one time, and I was in the shower with my ex-girlfriend, and I was washing my butt, and I felt it, and I was like so terrified that it was a wart. And so I like froze up, and I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, get on your knees and tell me, is that a wart? Is that a wart? And it was like, if you can just imagine, I don't even think you should imagine, but this girl like down on her knees, like carefully inspecting this. I don't even want to finish the story. No, I don't even know why I brought that up in the first place, but when I look back on that, it's just the funniest shit in the world. And I
That
went
is
to
a very loyal girlfriend.
And I went to a doctor, and he was
That's
just
something
like,
you go-
"Try
that's something you go
not-
to
try
your
not to
mother
push
to
so
look
hard
for."
when you go number 2."
How long does that take to heal? Like have you ever had an anal fissure?
First of all, hemorrhoids is not an anal wart. Whoever put that in Justin TV. God.
No, I don't think I got hemorrhoids because when I wipe, there's very little blood.
Oh,
Oh no!
But
Wait.
I was reading up on it. Like it only hurts when I go to stool, and it hurts for like 3 or 4 hours afterwards. Like I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up, I'll be perfectly fine until I stool again.
Oh my god!
Why was this not the podcast? When did you start recording again? Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god!
I love how he plays it off. You know, it only bleeds when I touch it.
No, it's very little. Like I was looking up stuff. They said if you have hemorrhoids, the stool will be slick with blood. No stool, no blood on the stool, but little on the napkin. Well, the toilet paper.
You need to switch to the wet toilet paper, like the flushable wipes like babies use, and you can go way easier on your cleaning process. and it'll help your anal fissures cure without getting re-injured.
Optic Hex swears by baby wipes as toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Man knows.
I had never even thought to use baby wipes.
Get your brown eye nice and squeaky, huh?
Yeah,
They make them. They make like Kleenex make them in England. Do they not make them over here? I haven't.
No,
really
they
looked.
make them here. They market them towards adults, but they're effectively the same thing. I think sometimes the baby little wipe things are not flushable, so you want to make sure they say flushable on the package.
I mean, see, I asked you guys because the only person I have to ask that lives near is my grandmother, and she didn't make it through 6th grade. So she probably tell me to put witch hazel or something on it, and the shit get inflamed.
So here's the deal. My 2 pieces of advice to you are 1 that I gave you, right? Go with the flushable wipes, and 2, make sure you're not sitting on the toilet for an awful long time. It's begging for trouble.
Yeah, because you got your ass cheek spread apart and it's stretching.
All right. I think we know what it. Yeah.
Kyle, do you do this at your doctor?
I've been to it.
Yeah, do you go to your doctor and no, don't get graphic. No, I don't want to hear this.
I haven't been to a doctor in 3 years, okay? I'm as fit as a horse.
I've learned one thing, Kyle. If there's something wrong with your body, ask, because it could go catastrophically wrong. My anal fissure could all of a sudden turn into colon cancer, as far as I know, if I don't ever ask.
You really think Woody's gamertag is going to help you with that?
Well, if he knows the symptoms I'm telling you about, and he goes, "Oh, that's not anal fissure," maybe I should go to a physician then.
Yeah, I don't know how to tell which it is.
I really wish that. I know. Wings, send us a picture. That's what we need. That's what would really help.
You know how fat my stomach is? I couldn't get that physician to send a picture of my ass cheeks spread apart.
You need a really faithful girlfriend. Tell him, Hutch.
Oh, she was a trooper, man. She was down there like, I'm looking at it, but I don't know.
See,
it's a bump.
See, somebody like Kyle like that, he would freak out. If say I had a roommate that was a guy and he asked me to see if he had a wart on his ass, I'd go do it. Like what?
I would feel really uncomfortable with that, but I would do it just for health reasons because I'd be worried about it. Like I would look. I'd keep my distance, get a flashlight, but I'd look. But
it's human flesh. It's an ass.
If it were
you got one yourself.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying if it were me in that situation, I wouldn't put that on my roommate or my buddy because I wouldn't want the next day we're at the bar, we're drinking, we're like, so you remember when you looked at my asshole? He's like, yeah, sure do. That's never coming out of my mind. I'm like, no, I'll just go to the doctor.
Have you guys ever had? No, go ahead, Wings.
Oh, see, you go ahead. I was trying to formulate a joke and say it at the same time.
I was gonna say, have you guys ever had poop dick?
No, not personally.
What is poop dick?
It sounds like an after
take a guess.
effect
Take
of
a guess.
anal
What
sex,
poop?
right?
Just a little bit.
It sounds like a girl that doesn't do the enema before the anal intercourse, if I'm correct.
People don't usually give themselves enemas before you have anal sex. You can, but it's not like that's the standard protocol.
Indeed.
Hang on, let me go give myself an enema real quick.
In my world, it would be the standard protocol.
It kind of breaks the mood.
No, you got to plan ahead for that shit. Be like, hey, baby, remember me picking those groceries up for you? Well, you owe me. Get the fuck out.
Breaks the mood, though. I mean, if you have poop dick, then it's already done.
Yeah,
I don't think it's breaking the mood.
No. You just got to have her prepare it beforehand, before you get there.
No,
What do you do? Drop her a text? Can you clean out your ass?
I just told you that. I just told you how you want that. So remember what I did for you this time. You owe me. Get the.
I had that situation maybe a month and a half ago. Didn't say a word. She didn't say a word. I just went to the shower after. It's okay.
I will point that shit out and laugh.
I will not point that out.
It doesn't need to be weird. It's only weird if you don't talk about it. It's like, you know that I have your poo on my dick. I know that I have your poo on my dick. Let's just not make this weird. Let's just.
I don't think she knew though, and I didn't want to embarrass her.
Well, you can smell it. It is poo. So.
Oh my god.
That's true. I love that guy.
I mean,
somebody
what do you
record
do in that situation? I mean, literally, you go to the bathroom, just grab the head up and start wiping it off like it's a doorknob.
No, you take a shower. You just
Take a
run.
shower
You
and-
fucking run for your life, and you go straight to the shower. The shower. Have you ever met a girl that liked anal more than she liked vaginal?
Absolutely.
I've never even had anal.
Huh.
Yes, I know. Yes, absolutely. I know a girl who does not like the standard operating procedure at all.
Huh. I don't think it's like that much better. Pretty much feels the same.
Kenzie said a girl in her school got her mouth peed in by surprise. How the hell do you get peed in by surprise?
Yeah, you usually don't pee when you're hard. You can't even pull that off in the morning.
It's kind of hard.
No, Kenzie, your friend's lying. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think guys could when they were
I could.
somewhat erect.
You can.
You can. It just takes a little bit more
You
relaxing.
probably have to pee like
Willpower.
crazy for that to
He's
happen.
got to wanna pee.
Well, no, when you pee when you have a boner, it like flies in like 5 different directions. So you have to like sit down when you pee, but you can't
You gotta,
sit
like,
down. 'cause
you gotta
your dick
grab
is,
it behind the
flopping
head
against
and,
the
like,
bottom of the
push it.
toilet.
Yeah. There's no
That's
way
not
to.
why it
yeah.
flies in 5 different directions. It flies in 5 different directions because you came and it sealed the end shut.
No. No, I'm talking about when I'm saying if you're just hard, it'll put pressure on your urethra and it'll split the stream up.
That's not been my experience. Maybe I'm just a much bigger.
Got a bigger
You have a
urethra.
much bigger dick.
Theory I'm rocking.
Maybe with your
always has to
tiny
get down.
little penis. That's the situation. Over here in Giant Penis Alley.
You know, I could just picture Woody, but like holding a picture up of like a baby's arm holding an apple at this point.
It is not physically impossible to pee while fully erect. Where do
No,
people
it's
get
not.
this science? Where
It's
are you
stupid.
getting this science?
I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I've had pee hards before when I was little.
I don't even know what that means. Or what
don't
connection-
I'm sorry, I'm not up on male anatomy.
Well,
I'm kind
it's
of missing
funny.
out.
When I was little, before I actually went through puberty, and I didn't know what my dick did besides use the bathroom, I would get like an erection, and I thought that instinctively like I got to go pee.
So a guy in the stream wrote this.
Oh my god!
He wrote, "It is impossible. I learned in 7th grade that during and in he's typo here. I learned in 7th grade that during and in I'm struggling. It is impossible. He learned in 7th grade that during intercourse there's a mechanism in your body that does not allow you to pee. And what's funny is
not while you're having sex.
I
But if
learned
you
that
just
too.
have a boner.
Yeah.
If you
Right,
straight
so-
have a boner, then
But
you can
of course, there's degrees of boner, right? So I think maybe what's happening is the guy's not like rocking the blue steel during sex boner. He has that, on
I'm
the way
saying
up or
this
down
for-
boner.
for-
I'm going the other
Sure.
way, Woody. I'm thinking
I
her
can
friend
get full mass.
a bad
and-
head.
No, that's all bullshit because I know at full erection I can still pee. I've done it before. Like you just gotta like, I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but squeeze harder.
You know what this is?
Like-
It's almost test
you
time.
have to like push it out like you're pushing a baby. You have to like
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
You're
push
like,
that
it's like
It
and
kinda
then you get it
burns.
going and it's going. Yeah.
Wow, I feel like I've just learned so much more about male anatomy.
Okay, I
gotta-
Googled
You
it.
gotta pee in like 15 different streams.
While I don't dispute that you can do it, it's extremely rare to be able to do so. During the process of becoming erect, your bladder is restricted from passing urine to the urethra, thereby preventing you from peeing. This can lead to the infuriating situation of being desperate to piss but being unable to because your heart is a rock. This is especially bad in the morning. The combination of EMH and full bladder is not a pleasant one. EMH?
Now, what if you
that's
get
morning
erect-
wood. That's morning
Yeah.
wood.
Well, so maybe I should record this thing in the morning and this would be an interesting docudrama that I could have.
Now, here's a question: what if you got to pee before you get erect, and you get erect during?
What?
Like,
Why
what,
would
say
you?
you got to go to the bathroom, and all of a
have
sudden
to
you get
pee like
erect.
crazy, but you can't.
You go to the bathroom
Have you
and then
ever
you're
gotten
attacked
an
by
erection?
college girls, unknowingly, and
Yeah, let's say a panty raid
I just
happens
imagine
out of
the
the blue
situation.
while you cross the hall.
Like you're walking to the bathroom to pee, and suddenly you're swarmed by nude women. Oh God, what am I gonna
hate
do
that.
now?
There's a simple solution. Don't read porn on your way to the bathroom.
Nah, I'm not willing to give that up. What else you got?
Jimmy J.
Jimmy J is still here.
Fat boy, you get
Number
arrested so
one.
small.
Number one commentator Vietnam, okay?
He made me out to be some crazy cat lady.
Yeah, I was pretty proud. I was the number one asshole today. That was awesome.
I'm disappointed that I have not made the number one asshole list.
I was on video number 1. I don't know if I was the number 1 asshole, but I was certainly an asshole, that's for sure.
Because you will come soon.
What we all know, your success comes from Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, I'd be nothing without him.
Yep.
Oh man!
Mobster. I don't know.
You know, why can't we record Painkiller already on the pro session?
I've been recording for a little while now.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't want this on your podcast.
Yeah, really. If you could edit, I don't know if you recorded that poop dick thing, but I wasn't that wasn't a sharing kind of story. Despite the 2,000 people listening right now.
I don't have the poop dick. I think I started at the very end of the hemorrhoid conversation. Did that include poop dick?
I think it
Yeah,
did.
yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you could edit out poop.
We
No,
should-
not nice.
Nice.
Auction
Oh,
it off.
Kyle, it's okay. You can trust me.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Yeah, but that hemorrhoid, that anal hurting is what made me stop doing Taebo. That shit was messing me up, dude.
Oh my god!
I had to pick my knee up to like my boobies, and it was like, woo!
Have you guys ever heard of docking?
Like
Yes.
an iPod?
No,
Oh,
not
docking,
like an
docking. Yes, I know what that is.
Yeah,
That's when
I do
it,
too.
it involves an uncircumcised man, like
And
using
a
his-
circumcised man.
Yeah, and then he sort of goes over, and there's a docking situation.
Yeah,
Why do you
I've also
think
heard
you
about
that
dock,
referred
you dock penises. I think that's the most appropriate sexual analogy that I've ever heard in my entire. I can't think of a better one for what that act is.
Yeah, I remember
Houdini.
I've heard that referred to as troodling before, because I remember we were somewhere one time and this guy, it was just a bunch of rednecks there, and this one guy was from Connecticut or something, and he had just come down for this shooting event we had, and this one guy's over there fucking with me. He's like, "Hey man, what's up?" Not much. How's it going? He's like, "You from up Connecticut, right?" Yeah. I drove down for the shoot. It's a big shoot here. It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice country out here. Now, I got a question for you. You ever troodled before? He's like, what? Troodle. You know what I'm talking about. Like, winks at him. He's like, no, I got no fucking clue. That's when I stick my dick on your dick. We jerk them back and forth and get it going. And he starts making all these hand motions and, jerking around. And the guy's, wide-eyed and backing away. He's like, whoa, wait just a goddamn minute now. It was the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen. That guy got so uncomfortable and weirded out, he left.
So when I was 10 years old, I used to sleep in a tent in the backyard all summer long. We had this big, I don't know if it was an 8-man tent or a 12-man tent, but it was larger
Is this
than
going to be a
normal.
band camp story?
Yeah, we're headed there. So, anyway, I had this buddy, Scott, who slept in this tent with me almost every night. And it got to be where, he didn't even have to ask permission to sleep over. His parents just kind of knew that, and we slept out there pretty much every day all summer long. Sometimes toward the end of the summer, he asked if I would touch penises with him. And I told him no, because I felt like I had this notion it would go on my permanent record, and I just didn't want to have penis touching in my history. And it's not too long after that I moved to Ocean City, New Jersey, and we didn't hang out much anymore. But we stayed friends. That wasn't a deal breaker. It just wasn't wasn't anything we did. And now I know that he's single and he lives in San Francisco. So I just have a theory.
Oh. Is his name Hutch?
No. Name's
I live in Hollywood, which is equally gay.
Yes.
So you're trying to say
We
you
were
can touch
discussing
dinosaurs,
this.
huh?
We were discussing this last week with Tabe, because Tabe is from Sweden, where you don't get circumcised. I want my fucking foreskin back, and I'm pissed that it was robbed from me.
Not me.
No.
I'm happy.
No one asked me if they could take it.
Well, what
They
would
didn't
you
have
said?
to ask.
I would have said fuck no. Why
you
do
would
you
have
want my
said
foreskin?
wah.
No, in England they don't. I didn't know that when I came over here, but I didn't realize how common it was over here for you guys to just get it lopped off at birth or whatever.
Yeah, I have a beautiful penis, and I'm happy about it.
Good
You
for
guys realize that there's more nerve endings in the foreskin, right? You guys realize that
I don't
sex,
give a shit.
Don't care.
you guys realize
care.
that sex feels
I was about
better
to say, I don't care
when
neither.
you're uncircumcised.
You last
Dude,
longer
wait.
when you're circumcised, though.
So Hutch, yeah, no, I haven't had both, but while you might last longer being while you might feel more being uncircumcised, I'm guessing the peak, right? The orgasm is the same thing regardless.
No, your orgasm. It's
not
your
based on
nerve
nerve
endings.
endings.
It's your
It's
nerve
like a-
endings is becoming inflamed.
Yep.
Really?
That's
'Cause
what
I
an
always thought it
orgasm
was like a
is. It's based
chemical
off of-
reaction.
No, you can't have an orgasm if you don't have nerve endings. That's what they're there for.
You
to
can't be a
feel.
porn star with a Tootsie Pop.
You've never seen an uncircumcised penis in porn?
No.
You have.
Even I have, and I don't watch that much.
There's nothing dirty about it. That whoever said that it's dirty is totally full of shit. You wash your penis.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's
Boom.
watch.
It's clean. and it feels better. Those are like just the fact that it feels better is more than enough reason for me to want to. I want my fucking foreskin back.
No, fuck that.
Not me.
Honestly, it's
You guys,
it's
but
gross.
this is a very Americanized thing. You guys realize that, right? The fact this idea that foreskin
So
is
is
ugly
brushing your teeth.
is very well. That's actually not an Americanized thing.
I'm gonna
but
slap you, Kyle.
the whole
I got to
The-
say, I've seen penises with their foreskin, and I've seen my penis. And if I had to side by side choose which penis I wanted, I'd pick mine every
I'm
time.
going with wings on
But
this one, 100%.
Don't be ignorant though. Like you're programmed that way.
But guess what? I don't know.
It's a cultural thing.
I've never had sex with my foreskin, so I don't know what I'm missing. So I don't care. So
The fact that I'm missing out, I don't need to know what it feels like. The fact that I'm missing out pisses me off.
No, man, you're not missing
And
out.
I'm not gonna. If I have a son, I'm not gonna make him get a. If he wants to get circumcised when he's older, fine.
no,
I'm
you
not
can't
gonna
do
rob
it that
him of
way.
his foreskin.
Hutch,
What do
you're
you mean
wrong
you
about
can't?
the orgasm thing. I finished
Really?
my yeah. So
What is it then?
give me 10 seconds here.
All I know is it's really gross looking to me, and I think that a lot of women, maybe not. I think that
I think it would
more
turn women off.
I think here's what I would say.
Oh my
I would-
god! Maybe
Just
American
stick-
women.
That's the kind
Where
of
do
women
you
I
live?
usually freak with.
Here's the thing, dude. Like, no matter what, no girl, if you ever pull out your uncircumcised dick, is going to be like, yeah, you know what? No, I'm good. Like that's not going to happen.
I
So-
guarantee that's happened.
Let's see. An orgasm is a distinct change. There's a autonomic physiological response to sexual stimulation. Brain
Yep,
patterns
Kenzie
show
says
distinct
she's-
changes during orgasm, which show the importance of the limbic system in the orgasmic response. I looked up the limbic system. It's a part of your brain. They find metabolic activity and a release of neurohormones, oxytocin and prolactin in the brain. It's what I thought it was, which is like a chemical reaction that happens in your body. It's not at the nerve ending. So,
Well,
my
your brain,
theory is,
but it's all based on your nerve endings, though. Your
Well,
brain
yeah.
interprets them. Everything happens in your brain.
but the orgasm itself, or I should say, the pleasure aspect of the orgasm itself is, your brain releasing endorphins or whatever into your limbic system and doing its thing. So the nerve
Right.
endings, of course, are the things that's promote that happening, right? That stimulate the brain to make that go. But the fact that 15 nerve endings get that process kicked off, or 15,000 nerve endings process get that kicked off, I doubt makes a difference in how much it gets kicked off. Right? The nerves are the trigger, but the
I'm gonna do a
hormone
Google
release-
search right of my own right
Hey,
now.
I think
What do you-
Google search wars.
Does an orgasm feel better with foreskin?
I'm gonna go with Kenzie.
Who is answering that question? The guy who is. I guess you could have a guy who had gotten circumcised in the middle of his life. Yeah. There are a few people who are out there who could actually answer that.
I could not imagine getting circumcised in the middle of my life. You know how bad that would hurt?
So I go on Reddit.com sometimes, and some guy said I had a circumcision as an adult. Ask me anything, and he can. So what happened? I guess there's sometimes the foreskin is a little small and doesn't allow the head to like pop through comfortably. So because of that, he was a candidate to have a circumcision, even as an adult. And he said that he did lose sensation, but that the orgasm itself was the same. And he overall, I think he said that he felt like sex would have been better with the foreskin overall. To be honest with you, although it wasn't for him because he had this problem of like an undersized foreskin for some reason. So, but the orgasm itself, the blow at the end, is the same with or without the foreskin, I think.
You know what's sad, Woody? We have more people on the stream now than we did during the. Never mind. It updated.
Yeah.
You know, you know that typical female orgasm lasts anywhere between 15 and 20 seconds, and a typical male orgasm lasts anywhere between 3 and 5. Like we got shafted on that bullshit.
And we get one of them as well, which kind of it sucks. Well, I mean, typically we get one of them.
You can have multiple orgasms as a guy.
In my experience, there's a little delay, though.
Yeah, you would need like at least.
You can have instantaneous. You can have instantaneous multiple orgasms as a male. Not every guy can.
Can
but
you?
Can.
This guy in.
If you beat your dick by 3 times a day, you're shooting water by the 3rd time.
I don't let
actually
take conversations.
I mean, it's just really, really clear.
I don't want to talk about the penis anymore.
This guy in the stream says women can't orgasm. Well then, son, you're doing it wrong.
The female orgasm is a myth.
Now, can all women squirt? I hear this thing that women can, like, some guys maintain that all women can squirt, and if they don't, then you're doing it wrong.
No, that's not true.
No, I've had a couple that did, but I've had more that don't, and I'm thankful for the ones that don't.
I've always wondered how do you make your shit do like the porn stars and like shoot across the room?
That's squirting.
Yeah, but sometimes mine will do that, and sometimes it won't.
Oh, you're talking
not
about
squirting when it's you.
I just have this vision that Wings is set up like a target the other side of his bedroom.
Exactly. And it looks like Tay.
And he's just trying.
And it looks like Tabe, you said?
Not that attractive, Dave.
Wings goes, go banana crazy on this motherfucker.
And then he's like, damn it, I was off by a foot.
Have you ever been in the presence of a squirt or been party to a squirt?
No.
I have had a girlfriend that did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody, have you ever been squirted upon?
No.
Mm.
The sheets were never the same again.
I was with a girl, and it was one of those times where I got mine and she didn't get hers, and that wasn't necessarily intentional. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," blah blah blah. And she goes, "Oh, don't worry about me. I'm gonna come." And I was like, "Really?" And then she started doing her thing by herself, and then she actually. Just like all over I had never seen. She didn't warn me. She didn't say, be prepared for what you're about to see. It just like.
I can picture like your wife beater or something just getting soaked out of nowhere.
I can picture. I picture him like with like fucking sea goggles on watching.
I'm picturing the walls being painted in this
It covered me. It like my lower half was absolutely covered. Like I could not.
That teaches you, huh?
No, I was into it. I was all about it. I did not mind whatsoever.
You're like, fuck yeah. Do it again. Let me set
I
up
wish
a
that
target.
I had done it, but
Let me go get the damn tape measure. I'll be right back. Work that
See
shit.
like wet, you see wet footprints going across all the way to the bathroom.
That's so awful. Oh God.
So did you meet her again, Hutch?
meet her again. I mean, I know her. We're friends.
Well, I mean, did you get with her again? Here, where I'm really headed with this is, did you ever provoke this response from her?
No, there weren't enough encounters to explore that thoroughly.
Okay.
Woody, I don't get. I thought we talked about this, man. I don't get attached.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just playing. I'm teasing you.
Yeah, I know. You don't get attached. Fine, I can kind of see where you're coming from. It's not me, but it could be you. But when you've got a squirter on the hook, you explore.
I'm not sure if that's positive.
Actually, well, that situation was a little different because I made my intentions clear that I didn't want anything serious, and she made the same intentions clear, and then 3 days later, she made it abundantly clear that she wanted something more serious. And at that point, I was like, okay, this isn't the best. I'm not willing to put any more into this end because your feelings are just going to end up getting hurt.
Yeah, women can be very sensitive about things.
You didn't have feelings back for her?
Not like that, no. I thought she was cool. I thought she was rad. Totally wanted to hang out with her. It wasn't just about that part of it, but I don't want.
You was just down to
I like
the root.
I like being single, Woody. I really do. I sharing your life with someone is so exhausting for me.
But you one of them people who feel like that, you want to be like that forever, or you just know eventually at one point you're going to want that just to settle down?
I don't know.
Like, for example, like my older brother, he used to always be like, man, I love being single. I'm going to be single forever, man, and I love this and blah, 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 and all this BS. And then, well, I mean, not say BS, but that's how I felt at the time. And then finally when he found, like, the girl he ended up having a baby with, then he became like, oh, I love being with somebody now and all. Like, the whole story flip-flopped.
I don't know. Like, I'll probably like settle down eventually. I'm not opposed to it.
How do you feel about polygamy? Like maybe just getting you like 5 or 6 wives.
Are you talking
Oh my
about
God.
polyamory? Are you talking about polyamory or polygamy?
Polyamory.
Like having 5 wives or having 5
Exactly.
lovers?
Wives.
Oh, well, that's polygamy.
Polygamy.
I'm not the biggest fan of polygamy because it doesn't go both ways. Usually, it's usually the men are the only recipients of that. A woman can't have 5 husbands, but a man can have 5 wives. I think that's like totally misogynistic and lame. Polyamory, I'm like into the idea of it, but I don't know how well I could pull it off.
Wait, Kinsey, are you a Mormon?
Yeah, Mormon. The fucking Mormon?
Kinsey, you're not
Seriously?
Mormon, are you?
Come on.
Well, Mormonism largely doesn't condone polygamy anymore. That's not. It's
that's not what.
Not all Mormons.
That's not
are
what I'm talking about. Mormons usually don't fucking contain rational thought. If there was one religion I'd automatically base off of what I've read about it as bullshit, it would be Mormon.
What about Jehovah's Witness?
Don't know nothing about them
Scientology?
motherfuckers,
The
but I know about
Mormons?
me some Mormons.
It's sort of like Scientology, and
Scientology's crazy. That actually
Oh,
scares
yeah, let's put a little piece of
crap out of me.
dandelion in this shit.
If you guys are interested in polyamory at all, even on an intellectual level, there's a book that you can download on iTunes or you can read it. But if you're on like a road trip or something like that, there's a book called Sex at Dawn, History of Human Sexuality dating back to prehistory. And they talk about how human beings, by and large, were polyamorous before agriculture. So when we were hunter-gatherers, we were polyamorous. 2 people might have a baby, but usually the whole community raised the baby, and everybody had sex with each other.
So
And,
polyandry
what happened
is
with
when a woman has 2 husbands.
Polyamory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Polyamory is something different.
It's by I think it's by, is it Christopher Ryan and
I think that's
Oh,
the correct way to go. Like,
Yeah,
look at all the divorce
it
rate
is.
here. Because like
It is.
a guy gets a girl, gets her pregnant, baby gets about 3 or 4. He's able to walk, and then nature tells you it's time to move on and go to the next one. You don't need to protect the cub no more.
So, and polyamory is when instead of pairings, you just have like this community.
Time to go hunt together.
Not necessarily, because you can still have. They call it primary. Like you can have a primary, which is to say that that's your sort of boyfriend or girlfriend, but you still have an open sexual relationship, which requires communication too. Like jealousy still comes up in a polyamorous relationship. It's just that it turns out that jealousy is actually one of the easiest things to work through. You just have to talk about it. You have to talk through it and get because really jealousy is all about a fear of not getting your needs met or a fear of abandonment. And if that's not present, then why wouldn't polyamory be an option? But anyways, I never even thought to make the correlation between economies and monogamy. But after human beings adopted agriculture and economies sprung up, then monogamy became economically important. It became economically prudent to be married, because then all of a sudden you have a male who's providing financial security for a female who's raising children. That's like the system that came out of that economy.
Huh. But there's more to it than just that, though, right? Like one of the things that my wife gives me is faith in me when I don't have it in myself. There are times when I question my own, say, performance at work. And she never does. She's that base. She's that person that doesn't go away, the one that's on my side. That's a big part of why I like my relationship so much. There's a support system, a love, a pairing, faithfulness that, the relationships that you talk about don't have that.
That's not true, though. So wait, why don't they have it? I don't understand why you would make that assumption.
Because you don't, like your current girlfriend, you're like, I like being single. I like there not being that, deep commitment, one-on-one, like the things that you get with a long-term marriage.
That's not my situation right now. It's not an example of polyamory. Like,
no, I'm not talking about polyamory. I'm talking about Hutch, right? Like the Hutch that likes to be single. The
he
Hutch
is still concerned about
that
you.
really likes to look. Wings, I know what I'm thinking. You don't. But the Hutch that likes to move so slowly, that doesn't see the benefit in those other things that you get from a committed relationship.
I do see the benefit in them, but I'm not open to it at this point in my life. If you talk to a polyamorous couple who were primaries, they could tell you that they could provide all those things for each other. In fact, some would even argue that they can do it in a more profound way. You're open to anything. You're open to anything. You want your partner to experience pleasure and to be happy. That's one part of your relationship that's totally cut off if you're in a sexually monogamous relationship. If you're in a relationship that's on some level of openness sexually, then you've really crossed a bridge that a lot of people don't even bother to look at. What could you have to be jealous about if your relationship could thrive in that sort of setting? What could you possibly be jealous about?
You have to have open communication and trust to do it. I mean, obviously, me and Steph.
That's my cookie jar. Nobody else eats those fucking cookies. My cookie jar. You don't put your hand in my cookie jar. You don't touch my cookie jar. I don't even like you looking at my cookie jar. You can think about my cookie jar, but you better look at your own fucking cookie jar.
But that's a very diminutive, very masculine. I would argue.
Cookie jar. It belongs to me.
And that's fine. If that's
my
where you're at,
cookie jar belongs to only you. And that's a bond that we share. That's a secret that we keep. That's a union that it just belongs to you and me, Hutch, sweetie. And that counts for something to me. And I get that if you share this with the world and you do it your way, then that's fine, right? You're not hurting anybody. You're doing what works for you. But, there's a what works for me, too, and it's just as right.
Yeah, I don't think that what you're doing is wrong, but I don't like when people say, "Oh, you're just not there yet," because now you're implying that I think the way that you do, or that I'm at a lower stage in development than you are. When really it's not a vertical plane. It's a very three-dimensional, all over the place. There's the spectrum of people.
I felt like you were saying I'm just not there yet. Like, oh, there's this higher plane there's a bridge that most people don't even look at. And it's like, no. I've thought this all through. I've given it, a respectful, thought, and decided that while it might be good for others, it's not for me. It's not who I am.
I think the point is Woody likes the relationship where he knows there's going to be sitting outside the bathroom door when he's sick, and there's going to be somebody to take care of him when he can't do his best. And he's confused why you wouldn't want that as well because he enjoys it so much.
No, I don't think that's it. Because Hutch is saying,
you can have that without being like super committed.
Yeah, well, or you can have all that without being, physically committed. Without being physically monogamous.
They're called mothers.
Hutch is saying you can have an open relationship and still have that bond with your partner that's every bit as strong as you would in a closed relationship. But for me, opening that relationship, suddenly it's not our thing anymore. It's a thing that lots of people have, and it devalues it to me.
But your devotion, your love for that person has no involvement with that. I don't understand why sex automatically draws a parallel with love and affection and romance and deep, deep feelings.
But I think there's a difference. Like, I think, for example, there's things that Woody would do for his wife, or like levels he would go to for her that I don't think you would necessarily go through for a girl who you just,
Kyle,
have
I think
an
we should
open
do a gun
relationship
talk
with.
next week.
Well, I mean, like, you'd have to give an example of that because I don't.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I don't want to think of something and then just be way extreme, and I'm trying to think of one that would.
Look. Here's the thing. I think a lot of us have a much more traditional view at what it is between a man and women, and a lot of women want to be possessed. Like they want to be yours. They want you to literally possess them and have.
They're ready to get married. They're ready to get the dress right away.
I'm not even talking about marriage. I'm talking about in just the makeup of the relationship. But I mean,
I don't want a possession. I don't want to be your owner. I don't want a possession. My life is already like that's more than enough for me to handle on my own.
I feel like
evolutionally,
I feel like evolutionally, on an evolutional level, it is there's something programmed, hardwired in my brain that makes me want to say, yes, I am Ugg. I am protector of you. I bring you food. I drive you to movies.
See, I'm the complete opposite. Kyle. I want to be the male lion, and I want her to be the lioness.
Yeah. I just feel
she
like,
takes care of everything until the boogeyman comes around. And then I step up and bust some ass. I want her to pick the kids up from school. I want her to wash the laundry. I want her to do the clothes.
I don't know about all that. I'm just saying I'm just saying in the relationship, like I'm reading what you're talking.
Hell aboard! Did you not hear the Muslim singles conversation we had earlier?
God, that was facepalm.
Oh God.
Oh, remember I said they got just a category for searching people by eye color?
Yeah. This one guy in the chat's like, "You want a slave, Wings?" No. I want a girl that used to be a slave, but when she comes to serve me, it feels like she's in heaven.
So you want to fix a broken woman, basically.
So what's
I want
the
a
ideal
girl with a
right?
short skirt and a long jacket.
So she should be what, like Nancy Reagan in public, Sasha Grey in private.
The sex ain't got to be that good as long as she can cook.
Yeah, all right. So who is she in the kitchen? Rachel Ray in the kitchen, Sasha Grey in the bedroom, Nancy Reagan in public.
Fuck
that
Rachel
should do.
Ray. Who's
Now
that?
look here. No. Here's the way it works. She's Rachel Ray in the kitchen, and she's Betty from behind the fucking 7-Eleven in the bed. Because I don't care.
Really? From behind the 7-Eleven? The fuck, man?
How the fuck do you even know what you like and what you don't like, though? That's one thing that kind of bothers me too. Like I don't have a type. Like I can say that there are things that I don't like. That's a lot easier for me to say than things that I like. Like, what are you looking for a girl? Well, I can tell you what I'm not looking for in a girl. You never know. Like, you never know who you're going to be attracted to, like what we were talking about before. So I feel like when you put all these like really rigid standards upon who you're looking for, you're totally like shutting yourself off from meeting someone that you might think is awesome if you didn't have those standards. If you didn't have those,
is, like what you want in a girl can evolve, right? You know, like you might just want
Totally.
a piece of tail when you're 19. You might want, you know, some, I don't know, earner partner type person when you're 20, and you might want something different when you're 30 or 40.
Every girl that I've ever liked and that I've ever pursued had a really light complexion, long dark hair, and blue eyes. Every single one of them.
See, I want a girl that would disagree with me but never argue with me.
But you wanted a Russian?
No.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No, I wanted a Muslim.
Canadian.
A Muslim or Canadian?
A Canadian Muslim he wanted.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I thought at one point he wanted a Russian. It's like, if you want a Russian, you
think
better like to fight.
Wait, isn't that kind of misogynistic though? Like, why wouldn't a girl argue with you if you were totally up your own ass one day?
No. I said I want a girl that would disagree with me but never argue with me.
That would never happen.
What if you were arguing with her?
No. That won't happen. Here's the way that works. You're like,
of course it's gonna happen.
We're gonna get bread. I want wheat. I'm a white bread. Well, I don't eat wheat. We're getting wheat.
You do now.
You're gonna argue with whoever you're with.
Yeah, I'm not gonna live in a fantasy world like it's never gonna happen. But we're talking about dream girls here. We're not talking about what we're gonna get.
I didn't know
You
we were
even want
talking
that?
about
Would you want a relationship where you guys never ever fight at all? Period.
Never want to fight. I'd like her to disagree with me so we could bounce opinions off each other. But I'd never like it get to the point where it's raised voice, getting mad at each other.
That's what I'm saying. You think you would want that? I think you would need to argue.
No, there's a difference between arguing.
Wait. Kitty's been trying to get a word in edgewise.
Like, if you don't argue, you don't get makeup sex. And that's some of the best shit ever.
No.
Like,
See,
seriously,
the perfect
you have to
woman
argue
did it
to
every
develop
night
as a couple.
anyway.
Oh, God, that really is a dream girl, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't get sore. It's always ready.
Oh my God.
What would you guys think if there was a new character in my videos and it was a blow-up doll that I never mentioned? She was just in the background in one way or another in every video.
Ever leaned up against the camera?
Yeah.
I think that's actually a brilliant idea.
Like, I
After
don't
a while,
mention her, she's just there.
You should do it like
West comments you get about that.
Dude, I should do a tour of the man cave and just have one in the closet. Like, and quickly shut the door.
And move it out the way, you're not even moving it. Like, yeah, this is this on the here. Right?
You should have a huge sipping machine just right on the floor.
Can I just correct something? There's a load of guys in the chat thinking I'm the porn star. No, I'm not.
She's actually Alicia Rhodes. Glad you spread the word.
Oh my God. Can you get a hold of CPX Sports or ANS and see if somebody could hook me up with a blow-up doll in Chicago?
Dude, we'll just find a sex shop and go get one. They can't be that expensive.
Now we're talking.
Do those things come in the bags?
Yeah. They come in like a floaty toy, like from a swimming pool. You've never bought a sex doll?
No, I haven't.
You're not walking
really
out of
never
a sex
bought
shop
one?
with a giant fucking blow-up doll.
Dude, my buddies and I, my buddy didn't have a date to the lifeguard ball, so he brought a sex doll and danced with it all night long.
That's badass. That is badass. Did he put it in a dress or anything, or just have it naked?
Did he put lipstick on it?
She wore a lifeguard uniform and a whistle, and she didn't need
Is it a
lipstick.
rape
She
whistle?
had these. Not that night. She was willing. You could tell. So it was funny. Tons of pictures. Everyone got a kick out of it.
That's crazy. But no, you should have it Where's Waldo? So sometimes just hanging upside down in the background, or sometimes in a tree in a ghillie suit or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because somebody was telling me about some video the other day they saw on YouTube, and randomly there was just a guy in a bear costume in the video, and they never mention it, they never talk about it. There's just a guy in a bear costume. I was like, I should do that, but I just have a blow-up doll. I should just have her there. She just chilling, hanging out.
We'll get you a blow-up doll.
This is completely off the topic, but fat guys out there, working out sucks. When you lose weight, you get a lot more sex drive. Just letting you know.
You just gave us all a real big old dose of TMI.
He really has got that target at the other end of his bedroom, isn't he?
No.
Buy a flashlight.
I don't need no fucking flashlight.
A flashlight.
I know what he's talking about.
Dude, we saw one. We were on Painkiller, Hutch. This is like, I'll say 3 months ago, and Wings had never heard of a fleshlight. So I gave him a link to like all these different fleshlights, and he was distracted for like the next 40 minutes. There were like Avatar fleshlights, the blue ones. There were vampire fleshlights. There were like asterisk fleshlights, if you get my drift there. Like he was just going one after another. You know, we were like 4 topics later, and he's like, "Dude, there's a vampire fleshlight." Yeah.
You know what shocked me about? He's never been to a titty bar though.
Yeah, I have.
Like this horrifies me. Absolutely, the fact that you haven't been.
Well, when you get my size, I did a lot of schooling, and then as soon as I got out of school, I went straight to fucking work. And as soon as I went to work, I started working 12-hour days, 5 days a week, night shift for 5 years, and it just never. Basically, when you work the night shift, you don't have time for social life. You don't. It's just you probably could make time for it, but you can't. You'd have to lose sleep. And being fat, you don't want to lose sleep because you need all the energy you can get. So I've just played video games. I came home, played 3-4 hours of video games, went to sleep. And it kind of conspired that way. As soon as I got laid off of my job, I started doing the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
My friend back in the day bought me a fake vagina as a joke. And then I was with my ex at the time, and she was in Chicago. And I was like joking around, like, ha ha ha, he bought me a fake vagina. And then there was like a little bit of laugh. And then there was like a 10-second pause, and she goes, "Well, you're not going to use it, are you?" I was like, "Are you kidding me? Of course I am." And like we got into a 3-day fight where she was absolutely livid that I was hell bent on fucking this fake vagina. And because she considered it cheating, I was like, "Well, you have a vibrator," and she said, "That's not the same." I was like, "How is that not the same?" She insisted that it was cheating if I fucked a fake vagina.
What? Have you ever seen that Jim Jeffries skit where he talks about? I don't know if you know. He's an Australian comedian, not for any children to watch, but he does a video about where he goes to a sex shop and he buys a fake vagina and stuff, and he tears it.
You know who Kitty sounds like?
She was in the middle of a story, and I didn't hear what she said.
Yeah, exactly. About fake vaginas being torn. He does this whole skit about it. So, yeah, like, he gets this fake vagina. He goes to Holland. He goes to this, like, in Holland they have these, they call them, like, hypermarkets. Huge, like, Walmart-sized sex shops. Like, you get a card and you go in. Like, and he got this fake vagina, and he said he like rode it for like 10 minutes, and it just tore it off, and he didn't know what to do because you can't exactly take it back and be like, "Dude, this broke after 10 minutes." But you should look it up. It was on YouTube. Jim Jeffries. It's pretty funny.
You ever seen Man, Woman, Wild?
No.
It's a TV show starring Michael Hawke. He's like a survival expert in Green Beret. He has a wife named Ruth. You sound just like Ruth England.
Okay, well, I don't know if that should be like a compliment or an insult. So
why? We talked about this on the podcast once before. Like if a woman uses a vibrator, she's just hot and sort of open-minded. If a guy uses a fleshlight, suddenly that's not cool.
I'm just too cheap. I got a hand.
A hand and a towel. That's what Wings needs.
I refuse to buckle on that. I fucked that fake vagina on principle alone. After the arguing went on, it lost appeal. I'm like, no, I'm doing this on principle, and it ended up not.
Done? You're on the phone with her, and you're like, guess what I'm doing right now?
I'm fucking a fake vagina.
I'm fucking the shit out of it.
It turned out to be not awesome at all, and I never did.
I could just imagine you like lay it on your belly.
No, it was not. It was stupid.
I guess you don't get that like perfect sensory feedback mechanism that you get with your own hand.
Yeah, it just felt cold and jello-y and not awesome.
Like a dead girl.
Yeah.
No, it was a little different than the dead girl.
You know, if I would have said that, it would have made Kyle like red in the face.
I think Wings is
It's
onto
okay.
something there.
It's okay when I say it. Necrophilia is only okay when I bring it up. Same with bestiality.
Yeah, now here comes the rumors now that Hutch fucked a dead girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say you watch it tomorrow all over Twitter.
It all depends, Hutch. Is it recently dead, or
That's what I'm
2 or
saying.
3
Is it
days?
still warm? I don't know.
I'm
I
looking
mean,
forward to
what
your
did
You
warm
might
it up?
accidentally fuck a dead girl if it's still warm. You know, she could have an aneurysm busting her head. You be in the shower getting ready for her. Come back, you might think she's sleeping, so you're just gonna get started.
What?
What?
Wait a minute. No, there's no. She's sleeping, so I'll just get started. What? It's like, yo, wake up. What's going on here?
Woody, have you
Oh.
ever had sex with your wife while she was sleeping?
No, but I did just tweet that you had sex with a dead girl.
Oh,
The funny thing is going to be the response. It's going to be the response. No, stop making up these rumors. I didn't sleep with a dead girl. I slept with a fake vagina.
Let me ask this, Woody: Have you ever tried to get your wife hot while she was sleeping to
It's
wake her
really
up?
hard. It's really hard. That's like a 1 in 50 proposition right there. And, I use lines like, hey, baby, sometimes you're just not in the mood to have sex until you're having it. And then afterwards, you realize what a good idea it was. But, mostly it's better off if she's not sleeping when you're on the seduction path.
yeah. You know what? They did there was a poll just recently done on women that had children, and guess what? The number one thing that they would rather do than have sex with their husbands.
Sleep?
Yep.
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 Hey, fellas, I got to wake up in 3 hours for work. It was fun. I really appreciate you guys letting me hop on with you guys.
You did a great
And,
job as a guest, man. Good to
Yeah,
have
thanks
you
for coming on.
Yeah, I wish the first half was like the second half, but it's all good. I still had a real good time. I really do appreciate it. I just want to let all y'all know that, and yeah, man, thanks a lot. Really do appreciate it. And,
Yeah, I think we're a little too uptight during the podcast because we don't want to offend anybody.
I don't like to. You usually get really weird, and it creeps me out.
I don't get weird. I just don't censor myself.
No,
here's
you
the thing.
don't at
Here's
all.
Here's what I have going through my head right now. I watched. So sometimes I look towards Howard Stern as an example of sort of the best in the business. And in his movie, he once realized that he needed to start saying whatever was on his mind, that he needed to step it up a notch and not hold secrets and go wild. And this is not the first time where people have said that the post podcast was better than the podcast. So maybe we do need to, step it up a notch, get a little looser with the dialogue.
So just bullshit and just not worry about topics.
Well,
It's sort of hard. It's sort of hard to pull that off sometimes.
It's good to have topics to kill dead spots, but
I mean, poop dicks are perfect when we bring that up anytime.
I thought the
You know
fake
what?
vaginas thing was pretty cool as well. That was a good
That was
topic.
really funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
I'm on the fence about it a lot of the times because we're now in a position where literally game developers are following us on Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like that's the only thing where I'm like, I don't know if I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
on
see,
a
if
podcast
Nick
with-
Jr. contacts me tomorrow, I don't want him to be like, well, you were talking about fucking a dead girl last night.
Yeah, that's actually really true because I'm thinking of like 3 people in particular that listen to stuff I do that I would
So,
not want to
I've
be
been
hearing about poop
recording
dick.
the last half hour or so. Are you guys suggesting that you don't want this posted as Painkiller 43 and a half? Because I was going to do that.
I'm down for it.
yeah.
I don't care.
Dude,
I
it was
don't know
I'm
about
literally
that.
one of the most open people you'll ever meet.
It was awesome.
I think we
it's
should bring more
beautiful
British
because
girls in
they
here because it feels classy.
Oh my god! No,
All
there's
right.
dude, remember that thing I posted on my Twitter today that said I'm not an asshole, a sex maniac, or a serial killer.
Yeah,
That was
And I said
directed
that
at a
you-
girl. Yeah, that was directed at a girl, and I thought she would think it was funny. Fucking exploded on me and fucking screamed at me.
So she was
Okay.
a squirter?
No, asshole. Jesus Christ. No.
I don't know. I really think that the kitty here is classing the joint up. It makes me feel like I'm a part of something special.
So even when I'm talking about people fucking fake vaginas and
Yes.
a variety of sex dolls, I'm still classing up PKA.
She does it with class.
Yep.
I feel like we're sitting like at a ball, and there's like a nice chandelier above us. They're all in like tuxedos, talking about poop dicks.
And tweeting that Hutch is fucking fake, a dead woman.
Yeah,
I mean, it
wonder-
just depends on your classification of what dead is. I mean, we're all
Hutch
dying.
replied to the tweet. He was awesome. He's like, "She's still warm, man. We talked about this." Nice.
Classy response.
All right, you guys want to wrap this up?
That's cool.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep.
It's Painkiller
About-
already. 43.5. Peace.
Get you guys later.
All right. So hold on. Let me kill the stream. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for sticking
All right.
around.